कहना है कि अभी तक 164 का स्टेटमेंट विक्टिम्स का नहीं लिया गया है, क्योंकि विक्टिम अभी मेंटल ट्रोमा में है, साथ ही साथ हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड है। लेकिन पूरे इंसिडेंट की जानकारी वो दिल्ली पुलिस ने दी थी कि किस क्या क्या सेक्शन है, किस तरीके से लड़की ने ये बताया है कि जब उसके फादर की 2020 में डेथ हो गई थी तो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर उसको अपने घर लेकर आए थे, और उसके बाद किस तरीके से उसके साथ रेप की वारदात हुई। उसके बाद जो विक्टिम है वो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर के जो वाइफ है उसको बताती है, और उसके बाद वाइफ अपने बेटे से पिल्स मंगवाती है और एबॉर्शन करवाती है। ये सारा इंसिडेंट बताया गया दिल्ली पुलिस को। उसके बाद बुराड़ी पुलिस स्टेशन में 376, 323 मारपीट करना रोककर 506, 509, उसके अलावा पॉक्सो एक्ट और उसके अलावा 120B यानी क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी, क्योंकि यहाँ पर अक्यूज सिर्फ एक नहीं है, डिप्टी डायरेक्टर और उनकी वाइफ को, इसलिए क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी का भी सेक्शन इसमें ऐड किया गया है। दिल्ली पुलिस का कहना है कि वो लीगल ओपिनियन ले रहे हैं और बहुत जल्दी इस मामले में एक्शन भी देखने को मिलेगा, चूंकि पॉक्सो एक्ट का सेक्शन भी इसमें ऐड किया गया है। जो विक्टिम है वो माइनर है। 161 का स्टेटमेंट पुलिस के सामने जब दिया गया, उसके बाद FIR रजिस्टर्ड हुई। पुलिस लीगल जो ओपिनियन ले रही है, लीगल प्रोसेस ऑन है, और जल्द ही इस मामले में जो DCP नॉर्थ सागर कलसी है, बहुत मुमकिन है कि हाफ एन आवर बाद वो कोई स्टेटमेंट, फ्रेश स्टेटमेंट अपडेट इस केस में वो जारी करेंगे। साथ ही साथ जिस तरीके से ये जो 24 घंटे से इंडिया टुडे ये पूरा केस रिपोर्ट कर रहा है स्नेहा, उसके बाद DCW के सोर्सेज ये बताते हैं, जो हमारे रिपोर्टर्स ने बताया है कि 11 AM पर वो स्टेटमेंट DCW की टीम वो जारी करेगी। नंबर 1। नंबर 2, जिस तरीके से लगातार एलिगेशन ये लगाया जा रहा है, और आपने देखा है कि जब भी कोई दिल्ली में खास तौर से वुमेन और चाइल्ड को लेकर कोई भी अगर इशू होता है तो सबसे पहले अगर कोई आता है तो DCW जो चीफ है स्वाति मालीवाल वो स्टेटमेंट जारी करती हैं। दिल्ली से रिलेटेड अगर मामला होता है तो चाहे लोकल SHO, DCP या फिर पुलिस कमिश्नर को वो नोटिस देती है, यहाँ तक कि दिल्ली के बाहर की। अब यही बीजेपी एलिगेशन लगा रही है कि अब तक कोई स्टेटमेंट जारी नहीं हुआ। तो ये अपडेट लेटेस्ट है कि जो DCW है वो 11 AM पर स्टेटमेंट जारी करेंगी। साथ ही साथ दिल्ली पुलिस भी क्लोज वॉच रख रही है इस पूरे केस पर, और इस केस में जल्द ही बड़ा अपडेट वो देखने को मिल सकता है। लेकिन जो इस तरह से ये पूरा इंसिडेंट हुआ है, जिस तरीके से लड़की ने पुलिस को स्टेटमेंट दिया है 161 का, वो काफी हॉरिफिक है, काफी डराने वाला है, काफी चिंता वाला है। क्योंकि अगर किसी सरकारी बाबू पर इस तरह का एलिगेशन लगे, और वो भी सरकारी बाबू ऐसा डिप्टी डायरेक्टर जो वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड डिपार्टमेंट में है, तो काफी सोचने वाली बात है। ये भी सोर्सेस ने बताया कि लड़की सिविल लाइन में किसी स्कूल में पढ़ती थी, वो स्कूल भी उसको छोड़ना पड़ा, दूसरे अब स्कूल में वो पढ़ाई कर रही है, और साथ ही साथ जिस तरह से उसके साथ ये पूरा इंसिडेंट हुआ उसके बाद वो मेंटल ट्रोमा में है, अभी भी वो हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड है।
जी अरविंद, शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। So this child had an anxiety attack and that's how the mother took the child to the hospital, where this entire ordeal then came to light is what we are picking up. We're tracking that story very, very closely. For the moment, it's time for a quick commercial break. Here on the other side, actor turned Neta Prakash Raj mocks India's moon mission. Post a picture mocking ISRO scientists and the government. We're getting you that detailed report in just a minute. So why is the health influencer market booming like that? Why is that suddenly everybody wants to have an hourglass figure and look ripped? Our next report is analyzing the growth of the health and wellness influencer market.
अगर मैं ऐसे फील होता हूँ ना कि भाई है एनर्जी, फिर आ जाता है।
They are young, fast and furious, also very aggressive and excited to promote content around health and wellness. And why is the boom in the number of influencers in the health and wellness sector not really surprising? There is an ongoing massive shift in health and wellness awareness. People are prioritizing their well-being like never before. This has been a consequence of the pandemic, making us more than ever sit back and do a resync of our lives and how well we want to lead it. The influencer industry's market value was estimated to amount to 28 billion Indian rupees by 2026. Digital fitness and well-being industry in India has grown tremendously in 2022. It has reached a staggering 29.4%, an increase from 2021 with over 151.7 million people in India using digital fitness devices and services, generating a total revenue of $7.5 billion. Well, this growth is due in part to the contribution of social media influencers who help brands in the industry gain recognition, recall and conversions. Fitness Instagrammers and YouTubers have a wide audience reach and play a significant role in the market's growth. Increased consumption of social media and digital content during the pandemic has definitely catalyzed the market for instant advice on health, wellness and fitness on social media from people sometimes whose core competency isn't fitness or wellness related, and trying to influence casually without deeper knowledge and not being responsible for the consequences is where the problem starts. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani, Health Bureau, India Today TV.
सन्नी पाजी के साथ इट वॉज अमेजिंग वर्किंग विद हिम. ही बिकम्स ए डिफरेंट पर्सन जब ही स्टार्ट कैमरा एक्शन. मैं बोलता हूँ आपको धाड़ एक तरफ बाकी सब एक तरफ ले. ऐसा यूज किया कि यूज भी नहीं किया, यूज भी कर दिया. शायद वेडनेसडे को जाके देखूंगा.
Hello everyone, this is Anita Brito in conversation with the one and only Shyam Kaushal. Hello sir, कैसे हो आप?
हेलो, नमस्कार जी.
Firstly very good morning आपको. थैंक यू हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आज.
थैंक यू, इट इज माय प्लेजर. आप लोग
आज स्पेशली हम मिले हैं बहुत सारी चीज़ों के बारे में बात करने के लिए आपसे. सो फर्स्ट लेट मी बिगिन बाय आस्किंग यू, इट्स बीन 43 years फॉर यू. हमने वो छोटा सा आपका क्लिप भी देखा ऑनलाइन जो आपने डाला था, एंड इट रियली टच्ड मी. सो आई वांट टू स्टार्ट बाय आस्किंग हाउ हैज बीन योर जर्नी दिस 43 years. व्हाट वर द हाइलाइट्स ऑफ दिस जर्नी?
मतलब मैं देखूं तो सिर्फ एक ही बोल सकता हूं, भगवान का जितना शुक्रिया अदा करूं कम है. क्योंकि 43 years पहले जब भी मैं गांव से आके पहले 1 साल जॉब किया, जॉब में कुछ नहीं कर पाया, तो फिर मैं स्टंटमैन बना. तो मेरे को मालूम नहीं था जर्नी कहाँ पे लेके जाएगी. मैं तो सर्वाइवल के लिए स्टंटमैन बन गया था. पैसे मिलेंगे, रोटी मिलेगी, तो रहने की कोई जगह नहीं थी. पर आगे ऐसे जैसा भगवान ने डेस्टिनी चाहा तो अच्छे लोग मिलते गए, रास्ता दिखता गया, थोड़ा सीखने को मिला. फिर करते करते 90 में एक्शन डायरेक्टर बन गया. फिर अच्छे लोग मिले, अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला, सीखने का मौका मिला. दैट इज
1990 में आपने पहली साउथ मलयालम फिल्म
की थी.
उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए. एंड देन नाउ यू स्टिल कंटिन्यू डूइंग साउथ फिल्म्स. जैसे अभी रिसेंटली पोनी सेल्वन भी आपने किया था, 1 and 2 बोथ आई थिंक.
हाँ जी.
तो प्लीज उसके बारे में बताइए, वो साउथ जर्नी आपकी.
जैसे मैं डेस्टिनी पे बहुत विश्वास करता हूँ कि ना, जैसा मैं स्टंटमैन भी बना, इट वाज डेस्टिनी. कुछ लोग जहाँ पे पेइंग गेस्ट रहता था मिल गए, लड़के पंजाबी, उन्होंने स्टंटमैन बना दिया.
हाँ.
फिर ये एक्शन डायरेक्टर भी 90 में, मैं तो एज ए स्टंटमैन शूटिंग कर रहा था एक दिन. तो एक प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर थे, पहचानते थे, तो फ़ोन होते नहीं थे. मैं उधर चौल में रहता था, आदर्श नगर में. तो वहाँ पे मेरे घर पे जाके मालूम किया मैं कहाँ पे शूटिंग कर रहा हूँ. तो फिल्मस्तान में था. तो रात को तंबी कनाथम डायरेक्टर जो थे इंद्रजालम के, उनको लेके आ गए मेरे पास. तो उनको क्या था, उनके एक्शन डायरेक्टर आने वाले थे केरला से, वो बीमार पड़ गए. तो उनको नेक्स्ट डे एक्शन शूट करना था. तो तंबी कनाथम जी क्या थे, उनको मलयाली यूनिट था, तो उनको हिंदी नहीं आती थी. उनको चाहिए था जो आदमी इंग्लिश जिसको आती हो. तो मेरी उस टाइम पहली बार पढ़ाई काम आई कि मैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में MA किया था. तो उस
Welcome back. Vikram lander is one step closer to the moon. The latest images of Lunar far side area has been captured by the lander hazard detection and avoidance camera. These images were taken during the hunt for the landing spot. Meanwhile, yesterday, Russia's first moon mission in 47 years failed. ISRO aced the second deboosting operation and brought the Vikram lander into an orbit before the moon. The lander has placed itself in an orbit where the closest point to the moon is 25 kilometers and the farthest is 134 kilometers. It is from this point that the lunar module will attempt to touch down on the lunar surface's unexplored South Polar region on the 23rd of August around 6 o'clock. With every maneuver, the mission edges closer to unlocking the moon's secrets and deepening our understanding of the universe. However, while the entire country is looking forward to Wednesday, given ISRO's mission, actor Prakash Raj has crossed the line. He's mocked India's moon mission by tweeting a photograph of a man in a vest and a lungi pouring tea, calling it first images by Chandrayaan 3 from the moon. At a time when a billion hearts are praying for the spacecraft's soft landing on the moon on Wednesday, Prakash Raj is mocking the mission. His comment hasn't gone down well with netizens. Many are slamming him for his blind hatred and for mocking India's moon mission. The world eagerly waits for India's historic moment. ISRO successfully reduced the orbit of Chandrayaan's 3 missions lander module. The spacecraft, remember, is expected to touch down on the surface at about 4 minutes past 6 on the 23rd of August, which is the day after tomorrow. With that, it's time for a quick break. Here on the other side, we're keeping our eyes very firmly on those developments from Delhi city, where a senior Delhi government officer has been booked for raping a friend's minor's daughter. His wife terminated the teen's pregnancy. The Delhi Commission for Women is simply silent. What really should be your alternatives to white refined sugar, which clearly is something that you must avoid? Let's talk about what you can use instead of this white sugar. Number 1, organic brown sugar. Organic, then all the very better, because this is extremely healthy. Now what it does essentially is that this is processed, but it is made in the most natural way to retain most of sugarcane's nutrition, and that's the reason why this should be an alternative. Coconut or palm sugar, again extremely healthy sources of sugar, which are alternatives as well. Extracted from the flower buds of the coconut palm tree, the sugar has a mild caramel taste and can be used in a number of ways in your delicacies, also for daily consumption. Date sugar, extremely nutritious natural sweetener. Date sugar can be a great addition to your diet. This also is a good alternative. Jaggery or gur, as we know, it has got a world of benefits in terms of what it does to your body. Essentially, a lot of people have spoken about the fact that during pollution, you should be consuming a lot of gur. It's a great alternative to sugar. Also, the fact that it is rich in iron is really an added benefit and added advantage. Raw or unprocessed honey. This too is a great alternative. You can use it in various forms, like you use white refined sugar. It tastes extremely good as well.
Quality today. In Delhi, 108. In Mumbai, 56. In Kolkata, 78. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 96. In Hyderabad, 91.
traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Exhausted, tired, down in the dumps. You can't pull yourself out of bed. You can't wait for the working week to get over. You're feeling tired all the time. Your appetite has gone for a toss. These are symptoms of chronic stress. Undoubtedly, stress is the culprit. In this week's episode of Health 360, we are decoding stress and also offering you solutions. I'm Sneha Murdani. This week, Health 360 is collaborating with the India Today magazine to bring you this story on stress. We decode stress. We talk about what are the reasons for stress and what exactly is it doing to our bodies. Stress is turning our lives upside down. Take a look.
Sharp stabbing pain at the back of neck, constant headache, excessive sleepiness. Many of us are only starting to discover what stress is doing to our bodies.
This is the most embarrassing day of my life, is not?
Few years ago, ABC News anchor Dan Harris had a panic attack on air.
I knew with rock solid certainty.
Have you ever felt like Dan? Anxious, breathless, and a sense of panic. Just panicky for no good reason. Well, the culprit really is stress here.
Yet people do not recognize stress as a problem until it begins to tell on them.
When there is more than the normal tolerable stress, then all these factors, high cholesterol, high sugar which is produced, high blood pressure, increased heart rate, and the spasm of the arteries of the heart also lay a foundation for developing heart blockages.
Doctors say the curtains have scarcely come down on the COVID pandemic, then India seems to be in the grip of another epidemic, a silent one at that, brought on by stress. In a survey of 10,000 Indians conducted in December 2020 by the Center of Healing, a mental health service platform based in Delhi, 74% of the respondents reported stress and 88% anxiety. Nearly
You are watching India Today.
Good morning and a warm welcome to India Today. I'm Paulami Saha. These are the headlines we're tracking at the top of the hour. Delhi Deputy Director of Women and Child Development Services Department rapes and impregnates friend's 14-year-old daughter. Officer's wife gave abortion pills to the minor. AIADMK Chief EPS slams DMK over NEET row, calls anti-NEET hunger strike drama, says DMK Congress introduced NEET. Tamil Nadu and Karnataka spar over Kaveri water. BJP ups the ante against Siddaramaiah government to stage protests against the government. JDS and farmers to join the protest. Actor turned politician Prakash Raj mocks India's moon mission, posts picture mocking ISRO scientists and government. Indian squad for Asia Cup in Sri Lanka and Pakistan to be announced today at 1:30 p.m. Skipper Rohit Sharma and coach Dravid to attend selection meet. News coming in right now. Delhi government women's panel now shifts blame to cops, issues notice to cops for delay in Babu's arrest. Swati Maliwal tweets, and I quote over here, the police haven't arrested him yet, issuing notice to Delhi police. If the one whose job was to protect the daughters turns into a predator, then where will the girls go? Must be arrested soon. Unquote. Shreya Chatterjee is now joining me with the phone line right now. The DCW now issuing a notice to Delhi cops for not having arrested the predator yet. Shreya, what are the cops saying? Why haven't they arrested him yet?
What we're learning, Palmi, so far, that there is an action awaited on the part of Delhi police when it comes to the arrest of the Deputy Director Premoday Khaka, the man whose India Today is now unmasked. Now, it's important to point it out that yes, the DCW has also awakened up and finally given a statement. But remember, this FIR was actually filed on the 13th of August. Oh, it's unlikely that the DCW or the Women and Child Development Ministry of the Delhi government wasn't aware of the entire situation. Probably the notice should have been sent way earlier, because we've seen how DCW always jumps to incidents of atrocities against women. But finally, after the media reports that are coming in about this incident since yesterday, finally the DCW has issued a statement to the Delhi police asking that arrest should be made at the earliest. So far as the Delhi police sources are concerned, we are being told that an action is awaited today, and in all likelihood we might just see that happening anytime soon.
So you're basically saying the DCW, which is now serving a notice to the Delhi cops for having not arrested the said predator in time, had in fact known of the FIR, should have at least known of the FIR which was lodged on the 13th of August.
Well, in all likelihood, we can't really deny that, Paulimi, because this FIR was registered on the 13th of August. We're sitting on the 21st, which is at least 8 days that has been passed. It is unlikely that an FIR being registered against an officer of that stature has gone unnoticed to the top bosses. However, if we take the benefit of doubt for the DCW, even then, the response that has come in is late, because it's since yesterday that the reports of this incident had come into the public domain with media reports. But despite so, it's finally now, after India Today has put the face of the man who this man was. He's the deputy director. He's the man who should be protecting the woman. He's the person who's actually now accused of raping none less than a minor. This is a very severe charge. So we definitely have seen a late response from the DCW. The reason we are saying that, because every time such incidents happen, the DCW, wherever it happens, be it Delhi, be it outside Delhi, we have seen Swati Maliwal come to the forefront, issue notices, issue statement. But now when it was Delhi, there was a late response that we have to agree.
Okay, Shreya, just stay on with us. We're staying with this story. It's a shocker from the national capital. A Delhi government officer raped and impregnated a 14-year-old girl. The man on your screens holds the position of Deputy Director of Delhi government's Department of Women and Child Development. He raped his friend's minor daughter several times between 2020 and 2021. The official who raped the minor was her guardian. Not just this, when the survivor discovered she was pregnant, she confided in the deputy director's wife. But instead of reporting the crime, his wife gave her abortion pills. His wife has also been booked now for criminal conspiracy for her alleged involvement in the case. BJP tore into the Kejriwal government for being mum on the horrific incident, asking Why hasn't the government taken any action yet? The Saffron Party also questioned DCW Chief Swati Maliwal as to why didn't the department in fact take more cognizance of the case when it came to light.
डीसीडब्ल्यू की चेयरमैन तो जहाँ भी कोई घटना होती है हर जगह आंसू बहाने पहुँच जाती हैं, लेकिन उनके ऑफिस के अंदर अगर ये घटना हो रही है और वो 1-1.5 साल से जो मुझे सुनने में आया 1-1.5 साल से ये घटना हो रही थी और ऐसे किया जा रहा था, तो वो उनको नॉलेज नहीं है, तो समझ में नहीं आई मुझे। तो उनके खिलाफ जल्द से जल्द चार्जशीट दाखिल हो और कोर्ट से भी गुजारिश है कि फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट के साथ के होने के बाद फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में हो और इसको जल्द से जल्द बच्ची को न्याय मिले।
अपेक्षा करते हैं कि दिल्ली की पुलिस तुरंत उस पर सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करेगी और जो भी कानून की धाराएं और दफा बन सकती हैं उनके अंतर्गत उसको बुक करेगी।
आप बात कर लीजिए, आम आदमी पार्टी के कौन से मंत्री के ऊपर रेप के चार्जेस नहीं है? किसी ने राशन कार्ड बनाने के नाम पे रेप किया, तो किसी ने वीडियो बनाने के नाम पर रेप किया और किसी ने नौकरी देने के नाम पर रेप किया। वही अब उनके कर्मचारी भी कर रहे हैं। और अभी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी उसको क्लीन चिट दें और कहें मैंने सारी जानकारी ली है, इसमें इस बच्ची का कसूर था, इसमें राजनीति थी पीछे। कोई बड़ी बात नहीं, अरविंद केजरीवाल ये भी स्टेटमेंट दें, लेकिन बहुत ही एक ऐसी घटना है, निंदनीय है, जिसके ऊपर सख्त कार्रवाई पुलिस कर रही है, लेकिन उनके गुरुओं के ऊपर भी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड कंपनी के ऊपर भी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए।
उनके नाक के सामने, आंख के सामने ये सारी चीजें होती रही और वो कुछ नहीं कर पाए। मतलब कि दिल्ली की जनता जो उनसे एक्सपेक्ट करती है कि दिल्ली सरकार उनके अधिकारों का हनन नहीं करेगी, दिल्ली सरकार का एक वरिष्ठ अधिकारी ये करता रहा एक बच्ची के साथ और उनको जानकारी नहीं थी, और जानकारी थी तो क्या कार्रवाई की? क्या उनके पास कोई शिकायत आई? नहीं आई। और अगर उनके पास शिकायत आई तो उन्होंने ऐसे अफसर के ऊपर तुरंत कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं की? ये सारी चीजों का, सवालों का जवाब होना चाहिए।
It is horrific and it is appalling that an officer of the government in charge of protection and care of a minor has done something like this. And this also goes to show the impunity, because he thought that he will not be caught, he will not be punished. And we don't know if this is the first child or there have been other children like this before this child. But what is even more appalling is that the wife does all of these things to the child to cover up the pregnancy, to cover up the rape that this man has committed. So both of them have to be, the case has to be filed on both. But most important, the question we need to ask, this could not have happened without the knowledge of other people in that office, in that home, in that shelter. So why is it that we are not taking cognizance of booking a case on all those people?
So that is, of course, the question that is being raised by activists. This couldn't have happened without the knowledge of others. Big questions that are being raised. Have protectors in Delhi government turned predators? This is extremely shocking, putting the question mark on the Delhi government itself. How could a Delhi Babu's crime remain undetected for years? Remember that this minor victim has said that she was being raped for close to 2 years, after which she has now expressed her ordeal to counsellors. Why no background check for Delhi Babus? Did nobody know about this? Did nobody know about the background? Were there others? That is the more distressing fact now. Is there political patronage for rapist Delhi Babu? That is a question that obviously you can expect the opposition in Delhi to ask. These are the questions that are going to be asked of the Delhi government, because this was a Delhi government department, and you know of women who are in the Delhi government like Atishi or Swati Maliwal, who heads the Delhi Commission for Women. They in fact champion women's rights. They have in fact questioned other governments in charge. Why no homework then when it comes to a Babu who's been doing this for 2 years? Are there more cases? That is what's more distressing at the moment, and that is something that will have to be looked into. Why no background checks? Shreya Chatterjee continues to be live with us. She's following this case right now. Shreya, until of course this victim narrated her ordeal to the counsellors when she was admitted to a hospital, anything else that they've done in terms of background check as far as this Babu is concerned? Where do things stand at the moment as far as the investigation goes?
Well, you know, Polemy, figuring his career graph, the way he's actually gone up his ranks in the department of the Delhi government, be it being the deputy director of the Women and Child Development Department of Delhi. He's also a part of the drafting committee of the JJB for CPC. So remember, he's definitely gone up his ranks. So we need to understand, and probably the Delhi police also need to further investigate that whether there's a history also behind it, because so far that has not come into the forefront. The allegations are serious. This incident hasn't just happened for one occasion. The ordeal of the victim categorically state that it's been an incident that has transpired for 2 years. Imagine the horror that this minor girl had to go through from the person. She was actually suggested that the person is her guardian. So somewhere down the line, clearly when it comes to background check, that's a big question that you rightly pointed it out, especially people holding such sensitive positions who deal sensitive matters. If they are accused for such heinous crimes, there will be no trust of the people in such departments. So probably assurances need to come at this moment in a much better statement from the Delhi government. Yes, we've seen the DCW issue a statement suggesting that the police needs to be arrested. But right now, what the Delhi government also needs to do is send out an assurance, because we are not talking about a man who is a nobody. He is a deputy director. Remember the rank that he holds. He holds a very important position. How will the people of Delhi trust in departments who are actually looked to take care of women, about children? So somewhere down the line, what we're also expecting, and a lot of people must be expecting, is the Delhi government giving a better clarification. The Delhi police also should probably arrest the man, because this is a very serious charge that has been attracted against him. 13th of August, Polemy, I'll again highlight, was the day that this FIR was registered. Technically, 8 days have passed. We are still awaiting, a serious action against the Deputy Director of the Women and Child Development Ministry, who's been unmasked.
Why is that? The question still again, Shreya, is why is that? It's been 8 days since the FIR was registered. The victim, of course, has narrated her ordeal. Has she recorded her statement under 164 yet? What are they waiting for in order to proceed forward in this case? Because this is extremely distressing, this is extremely shocking, and we just can't understand why the police is taking as much time.
Polemy, from what we understand, that the 164 statement before the magistrate is yet to be registered. Obviously, we can understand that even for a victim to go through narrating the ordeal is a very disturbing situation. She's already registered a 161 statement. That itself must have been, humongous for a girl who is a minor, who's a child. She had to face something like this. 164 is yet to be registered. But so far as action by the Delhi police is concerned, what we are being told, that they are investigating the matter. They will act upon the statement that has come in. 161 statement before the police has been registered. The magistrate statement is yet to be registered. In all likelihood, we will see an action. But yes, the question will stay in the mind that why has 8 days been passed and still no action taken?
Why has 8 days passed, and why have 8 days passed and no action has been taken? That is definitely going to be one of the questions. Shreya, how did this come to light? Because this had been going on for 2 years, as has now been told by the victim to, of course, counsellors and cops that she spoke with. How did this come to light, Shreya?
Well, Polemy, what we're understanding that she wasn't in the best of her shape. She was obviously going through a very disturbing timeline for anyone, for any woman. And we're talking about a minor in this case. She has been going through anxiety bouts, is what we have learned so far as the statement of the victim is concerned, followed by which she had to go through extensive counselling. And during the course of this counselling is when she had actually opened up. She broke down, she shared the ordeal that she went through, and then subsequently the guardian of the minor victim had ensured that the case is registered, and subsequently the case was registered on the 13th of August. But the incident, if we talk about, happened between the time of 2020 to 2021. Question will arise on the mind of people that why was the victim staying with this person? Remember, the family of both them are very close. They were extremely close. They belong from the same place in the country, is what we are being told. And subsequently, when the father of the victim died, they were not going through the best of financial condition. And obviously, for a family member, for a family friend who holds a position of such great importance in the Delhi government, it was but obvious for the the family to actually trust on that person. That entire thing that went wrong was the trust factor. This is not a one-off case, again being told, Paulmi. We have seen such incidents before of family friends turning into such incidents. We've seen this before, but it is an extremely shocking case. Why we are telling this again and again? Because of the position that this man holds. He was the deputy director in the WCD ministry
right now, Shreya. Where is Premoday Khaka, the deputy director of the Department for Women and Child Development in Delhi government? Where is he right now?
Well, in all likelihood, he must be in his residence in Burari. If not, the Delhi police has already called him for questioning, which we are yet to be updated upon. But last time, the Delhi police sources has confirmed that they will be taking an action that is, in all likelihood, today that we will see. But as of now, we are yet to get on clarity on where is this man. But India Today is also trying to be at the top of that, and we will definitely try to unearth that why the Delhi police has made a delay, because we cannot deny that 8 days is a long time for a serious action to be taken. What is the side, whether this person was called in, whether any statement has been registered, we're yet to get a clarity on that, but we will definitely get all these answers.
Shreya, stay on with us. My colleague Pooja Shali is also joining us right now from the newsroom. Pooja, who are the women and children of Delhi to trust? If the department deputy director turns out to be a rapist, a minor isn't safe in his care, who are the women and children of Delhi to trust?
Well, that's exactly the question, Paulami, many would be asking now. In this case,
Swati Maliwal, Pooja is joining us over the phone line. Stay with me. Let's, Miss Maliwal, you've tweeted about this. You've said that the cops should act immediately, arrest him. But the fact is that the FIR was registered on the 13th of August. What did the DCW do?
The Delhi Commission for Women has just learnt about the matter. We've issued a notice to the Delhi police because I think they need to be held accountable whenever a person in power is concerned. The actions of Delhi police is very different. Why is it that they have failed to arrest this man? This FIR was registered and till now there have been no arrests. So we have asked questions from the Delhi police. We'll also be looking into investigating this person's conduct, because he was a part of the Women and Child Development Ministry. He was posted at the post of Deputy Director, which is a government post. He's been there for several years, probably 20 or more. So I think that all the complaints that were received against him over this period of 20 years, if any, those also need to be investigated and they need to be reopened and re-examined. Because it's very shocking and shameful that a person who's supposed to be protecting the women and children of Delhi is actually somebody against whom such serious allegations are made by a minor child.
So, ma'am, are you saying that you just learned of the case through the media? You didn't learn of it earlier when, of course, the FIR was registered on the 13th of August?
No, I didn't get to know about it on the 13th of August. No, I was not aware. I got to know it about it recently, and we are trying to take action. We've issued notice and we'll be meeting the survivor and we'll be taking the case forward.
Ma'am, don't you think that the government and the department should be doing some serious background checks on those individuals who are put in such sensitive positions? This is the most shocking part, that as you yourself just said it, a man who is entrusted with protecting the women and children of Delhi turns out to be a predator, a rapist himself.
I totally agree. I mean, I think it's very shocking. And you see, at the end of the day, this man was posted in the Women and Child Development Ministry. That is absolutely shocking. That's scary. Because I don't know how many people, how many women, how many children did he come in contact with due to his position. So I think this is something that needs to be investigated very seriously. And there has to be background checks. But you see, this person is a government officer. He was appointed years and years back, probably 2 decades back. So at that time also some background checks would have been done. But there has to be some ongoing scrutiny. There has to be a very serious, wherever an allegation is made, very serious action needs to be taken. And even now, you see, an allegation has been made. I'm actually very shocked to know that this FIR was registered on the 13th of August. And till date, this man has not been arrested. Why is it that the Delhi police always acts differently when a person in power is concerned? We saw the same thing with Brij Bhushan Singh. He was not arrested despite a POCSO case being registered. And similarly for this particular person. Why is it and who is it that signals to the Delhi police, or they act on their own accord in a manner in which they dilly-dally a very, very serious.
We're hoping at least that's what our colleague who's tracking this case right now, Ms. Maliwal, is telling us. We're expecting some action finally in this case, possibly an arrest as well. Of course, the victim just came forward a few days ago when she was admitted to hospital because of anxiety bouts. Then counselors, of course, were able to counsel her to an extent where she finally narrated her ordeal. But also the fact, it's very crucial to understand, okay, he was employed for about 20 years. There must have been a background check that was done when he was employed 20 years ago. But that ongoing scrutiny, why isn't there ongoing scrutiny, especially in a sensitive department like WCD, where you are entrusting individuals to take care of the women and children of the national capital? You hope that they're in safe hands, but they're not.
No, I totally agree. I think there needs to be an ongoing scrutiny, and what the Delhi Commission for Women will be doing is twofold. One, of course, we've issued a notice to the Delhi police. They need to be held answerable as to why is it that no arrests have been made so far. Also, at the same time, we will try and investigate whether the department or the Delhi police received any complaints against him in the past, and what action was taken on those complaints. The other thing that you're rightly saying is that there needs to be some kind of a mechanism for making sure that some kind of an ongoing scrutiny has to be done. Just because they're a government officer and just because they are on a permanent post doesn't mean that if somebody is a predator, that person can get away with it. So I think this is a very serious case. It has to be taken with utmost seriousness. And I really hope that the Delhi police immediately arrests this man and starts the investigation.
Swati, Pooja Shali here. I have a question here. I've been listening to what you've been saying, and you're the DCW chief. And what is surprising to me is that you're actually telling me that from 13th August, when this FIR was filed, that for about a week you had absolutely no knowledge of this case. How does one believe that? Because you are usually so vocal, so quick to react. The cases reach you first. For a week now, someone who was associated with the Delhi government at a deputy director, which is such a senior position, and for a week that you had absolutely no idea about it, because it looks like that you're pushing the blame on the Delhi police rather than also realize the seriousness of how Delhi Commission for Women itself also could have pursued this case ahead. Swati.
This is very sad that you make such horrible allegations against me, Pooja ji. I really would like to respond to it. First is that, of course, I did not know about it. The moment I have got to know about it, I've issued a notice to the Delhi police. If I would not have issued a notice to the Delhi police, if I would not have asked for his arrest, then you can definitely blame me for, trying to side with the offender. I will make sure that this man is arrested, and I will ensure accountability. The other thing is that the moment I've got to know about the case, I'm also issuing a notice to the Delhi government, because I want to understand that what kind of complaints have come against him in the past. And when you are saying that I'm trying to side with somebody who works in the Delhi government, but I hope you understand that if that is the logic that you're trying to use, then this person has been appointed in the WCD department by the central government, because central government actually rules these services in Delhi.
Yes.
So please, I really think that this is a completely baseless and unfounded.
I absolutely appreciate your reply, because
I totally understand your concern, because I'm also very concerned.
Correct.
And I'm actually very scared right now that, all kinds of people, because these people in the WCD department, especially these men, they have a lot of access. They have access to shelter homes. They have access to survivors. So it's a very scary thing. And if suppose no complaint has been received against him in the past, if suppose we come down to that, then what is that mechanism that we can subject these, especially the men who are working in these organizations, how do we subject them to a mechanism in order to understand what exactly, is their mindset? Because this is a scary thing. Now, this man, we will be trying to investigate as to where all was he posted and what all...
I'll tell you that. This is what my colleague Shreya is informing us, because she's tracking that case. We'll try and bring in Shreya as well if she's patched in with us live right now. He was the superintendent of care homes in Seva Kutir. Shreya, if you can come in at this moment. So if we start digging deeper, clearly, Swati, there will be other complaints. At least that's what I think so, because this is a young victim who was being abused for 2 years. I don't think this was the only case, Shreya.
I totally agree with you. That is what is the scary part. So we are issuing a notice to the government. We are trying to understand that where all was he posted, what all complaints have been received against him. But yes, it's a fact that the moment I got to know about the case, we are acting on it. Obviously. But the questions, again, lie with the Delhi police. And when you say that I am trying to put the blame on Delhi police, look, I'm not the Delhi police commissioner. The first and foremost thing needs to be done is that the person has to be arrested. He will himself tell what all he has done. So why is it that no arrests are being done? That is my job. My job as the Delhi Commission for Women chairperson is to question the police, is to question the government, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
You've questioned the police. Are you questioning the government as well for not putting him through any sort of rigorous scrutiny?
So I'm questioning the government also. That's what I have told you. I'm going to be issuing a notice. I'm going to be finding out what all complaints have been received against him and what all action has been taken. Yeah. Thank you.
After this FIR was registered, Swati, you're saying while this man has been under investigation since the 13th of August, at least since it's been known, you did not have an inkling about it.
No, I was not aware of the case, but definitely what I want to understand is that Delhi police was aware of the case. Why from 13th August till now no arrests have been made? Who is trying to influence the Delhi police? Why don't you ask that very important question?
No, of course we'll be asking the Delhi police. Of course we're going to put that question. Swati, we will ask the Delhi police what happened, why is it being delayed, why no arrest so far, it's been 8 days. Of course we're going to ask that question. But we're asking you this question as well because you're such a vocal women's rights activist. We've heard you speak up on so many issues. Why not in this issue? Just let me complete, Swati. It's just a little difficult to understand that you did not know of such a case. This is a government employee. This is a government employee.
I agreed to speak to you for 2 minutes, madam. I agreed to speak to you for 2 minutes. Please let me do my work. I have to issue notices. I have to get them drafted. I have to meet the survivor. There's a lot of work on my end, and I'm trying to do it properly. I am not trying to shield anyone, and I will take the maximum action that is possible, whichever government this particular person belongs to. Frankly, he is a government officer, so he has no political leanings. So in any case, action has to be taken.
You've been a vocal feminist. You've been an activist since I've known you for the past more than a decade now, and you've been associated once with the AAP. Now they are in the ruling party, and he is a deputy director in the government. Do you think that the chief minister of Delhi, woman minister Atishi, need to speak out at the earliest? Because you may say, and I understand that for a week if you say that you were clueless, but what about the government? They must have known about it. It's about a deputy director facing an FIR. Do you think the chief minister, women ministers need to speak right away, although it's been a week already on this?
I think the first and foremost thing is that this man needs to be arrested, and I'm sure that the government is looking into his conduct also. I'm issuing a notice to the WCG department as well as the services department to investigate the matter, and I'll be coming out with a report very soon. And if I find that somebody has tried to shield this person, I will be taking action against that person.
That is, of course, DCW Chief Swati Maliwal, who was just speaking with India Today. Shehzad Poonawala is also joining us over the phone line right now. Shehzad, you may have caught snatches of that conversation that we had with the DCW Chief. She is, of course, saying that the police are to blame. It's been 8 days since the FIR was registered against this deputy director in the Women and Child Development Office of the Delhi government, but they've not acted upon it. They've not arrested him. But there has to be some amount of scrutiny if a man who's been entrusted with the job of protecting the women and children of the national capital doesn't do it, turns into a predator, then of course we're going to ask questions of the Delhi government as well.
Paulami, first of all, thank you for asking those questions. I wanted to actually be on the line with Swati Maliwal when she was trying to shift the blame, and it was such a shameful attempt to do that. Do you know this girl has been in hospital for the last 1 week? She wasn't opening up. Delhi Commission of Women reaches Manipur. Where was she for this particular survivor? For the last 1 week, where was this Swati Maliwal? Did she go and visit her? Now that the channels have picked it up, the BJP picked it up, she's telling her we will issue notice. If this man is supposed to be arrested immediately, why is he still in service of Delhi government? Has the Delhi government terminated his services or recommended the termination? She comes and she makes all these claims, and the channels, some channels, I'm not saying about you, offer her a free platform. Does she know that it took 1 week for this girl to even open up? She was undergoing such psychological trauma. At that point, where was this Delhi Commission of Women? She goes to Manipur. Please go, by all means. She goes to 10 parts of the country, by all means. But the women of Delhi don't need her. And where was she? And she comes and shouts at journalists. Does she even know what has happened to this girl? And then you're patronizing and protecting this very victim, and you do not have a word to offer? And you say that why is this not being done, that not being done? What have you done for the last 2 years when this thing was happening? Did you not know? It happened under your nose, you did not know. And you knew about it and you're protecting, and now pressure is being put on the victim to withdraw the complaint. And I don't want to say more, but can DCW assure us, please take her on the phone again, she likes to be on solo phonos, take her on the phone and tell us that nobody will pressurize the victim to register the complaint or the statement before the magistrate. Can she give us a guarantee? You know, enough of this Aam Aadmi Party just trying to blame everybody else for their faults. This is a government official under Delhi government. They should be accountable for this. Rather they come and now they'll start blaming LG, they'll start blaming Modi, they'll start blaming A, B, C. But for Manipur, they can go to Manipur. Last 1 week, this girl was in hospital. She needed the counseling and help. Where was Swati Maliwal?
She says she did not know about this case until today.
What was she? Yeah, she did not know about this case. Now, this is why, Paulami, Delhi government's primary responsibility is towards citizens of Delhi. In the assembly, you have discussion on Manipur. No problem. The Manipur is part of India. But you did not know about this girl who was in hospital last 1 week. It is the Delhi police who has got this girl, counseled her, and they made sure that the FIR is registered. But you are protecting that officer. That horrendous, reprehensible man has not been terminated for the last 1 week, or at least they have not recommended his termination for the last 1 week. They are going out of all efforts to protect this man, and I'm telling you that they will put so much pressure on the victim that she will not be able to file her complaint before the magistrate. And therefore, I request India Today and Aaj Tak, call up Swati Maliwal and take a written guarantee from her that she will ensure that the victim, the survivor, can make her statement before the 164, before the magistrate, and there will be no turning back of the statement. 2, has she issued the notice for termination of services of this officer? The Delhi government will still recommend the termination, right? So have they done that? If they have not done that, why are they protecting this officer? 4, why is it that they did not know for the last 2 years what was happening? That means they are so incompetent.
Right. Shehzad, thank you so much for joining us. We're getting more news that's coming in right now. The cops reach the residence of Delhi rapist Babu. Cops at Delhi Babu's house to arrest him. So Delhi police now, you can see in those pictures, have reached the residence of the Deputy Director in the Department for Women and Child Development in Delhi government, Premoday Khaka's residence over there. You can see images of the Delhi police. Finally, the Delhi police seems to be taking some action. They registered an FIR on the 13th of August, but since then, there has been no action. Why haven't they moved forward with this case, immediately arrested the accused, and then, of course, investigated the case? Because those are very serious charges that a minor has leveled against this Delhi Babu. Shreya Chatterjee is now joining me live on this. Shreya, give us more details about this episode where the Delhi police now finally has reached the residence of Premoday Khaka.
Well, absolutely. Paulami, clearly this is media pressure that has again led the Delhi police to actually act upon an incident that they should have acted upon way before. The FIR, again, we repeat, was registered on the 13th of August. Important. Why? Because we need to highlight that why do we see that the law and order system always takes a delay when there is a person who is in position that needs to be questioned. So the Delhi police finally has reached the residence of Premoday Khaka in Burari's West Samnagar, and clearly we will see an interrogation, and subsequently there might be stringent action taken against him. But very crucial questions are also needed to be answered by DCW. We heard Swati Maliwal make those statements that she is taking action, but what about safety nets? Why do we not talk about an existing mechanism that also allows such people to be caught before? Why do we always have to act after an incident has happened? These are questions that the institutions always run away from, and we hope that with such incidents that these people can actually come up much more clearly and not just act that they have done a noble job by only responding to something which is a basic protocol. What DCW is right now reacting is nothing less a protocol when an incident has happened. But what about your safety nets? Why did you not have a mechanism that could stop and prove these people from not being in such positions? That is the question that the Delhi government and the DCW and the WCD department that needs to answer, and also Delhi police, that why has there been a delay in the reaction? 13th of August was when the FIR was registered. 8 long days have passed. Imagine the trauma that this girl had to also go through for the 8 long days, thinking that why is the law and order system not acting upon right now?
Right, Shreya, stay on with us. We're getting those images that are coming in right now of the Delhi police that has reached the residence of Premoday Khaka, who is accused by a minor of having raped, molested, abused her for close to 2 years. That minor who was under his protective care, he was her guardian. His wife has also been booked because the minor alleged that when Premoday Khaka impregnated her, the wife gave her abortion pills. A case has been registered against Premoday Khaka's wife as well. We're yet to find out, of course, if Premoday Khaka is at his residence right now, and many questions that remain unanswered as far as this case is concerned. If a man who is entrusted with the job of protecting the women and children of the national capital turns out to be a predator, what are the safety nets that are in place? How are you going to assure the women and the children of the national capital that they are in safe hands? As Shreya was saying, what are the safety nets? It's all very well to say, we just woke up, we're going to take action, we're going to ensure that there will be ongoing scrutiny, ongoing background checks on individuals who are employed with the government, especially in sensitive departments like the Women and Child Development Department. But what about earlier? Shreya Chatterjee continues to be live with us. Shreya, what will be the line of investigation henceforth?
Well, Paulmi, obviously the Delhi police will try to first understand that whether there have been any a person who's also been witness to the case, whether there are more people who actually shielded the person from, because remember, we have got to know that the wife of the person was also a part of the criminal conspiracy. She was the one who had unfortunately given the abortion pills to this minor. So that's a very serious charge. But where did these pills come from? Because that also points out to a big question. You do not get an abortion done without a proper safety net. You have some rules and regulations. You have to have signatures of guardians, and that too when it's case of a minor. Remember, when such incident of a minor happen, it's also taken a statutory rape. So there are a lot of questions that needs to be raised. Who were the ones who actually got these abortion pills? That person or that doctor also needs to be held accountable. His license or her license should be cancelled, because the moment there is a news of a minor getting raped, that is obviously taken as statutory rape according to the law. So right now the Delhi police's investigation will pan out in a bigger picture on the incident, on the timeline from when this started, and definitely they will try to corroborate it with evidence, be it in the form of digital evidence, be it in the form of testimony of people who have also seen the girl being present in the residence of this particular man. So the investigation has begun, and we only hope that this man is actually booked stringently as per the law, and the strictest punishment is given, so that we actually see someone of position being held accountable and people do not repeat such incidents in the near future.
Shreya, stay on with us. We're getting more news that's coming in right now. A statement that's coming in from the Delhi police. They say the child is still under trauma and stress. She is under observation. The investigation is in progress, and after a statement to the magistrate, further course will be decided. That's a statement, I believe, that's coming in from DCP North, Sagar Singh Kalasi. He has said that the minor victim is under stress and trauma, but naturally she is under observation at the moment, and an investigation is in progress, and after the statement is made to the magistrate, further course will be decided. Shreya, does that mean that only after the minor is in a position to record her statement before the magistrate will in fact the case move forward in terms of an arrest?
Well, absolutely no, Paulimi. That does not really comply, because when we are talking about a magistrate statement, that will only be important during the trial period when the case will move to the court. A 161 statement is also sufficient for the Delhi police to actually move ahead with the investigation, and that's the reason why you see the visuals now coming in of Delhi police being present at the residence of Premodoy Khaka. The question again arises, why the delay? 8 long days you had the 161 statement. Why did you sit upon the media to report on it and then have pressure mounted upon you to actually act upon it? But at least that the Delhi police has finally reached his residence. We only hope that this man and the wife also, because she was a woman who could have protected another woman, but not doing so, she actually tried to hide the heinous crime of her husband. So here are two people who Delhi police will obviously be investigating, but there is a bigger question. Here is the question of a minor girl being impregnated. Where did they get abortion pills from? Because there is procedures for abortion. If at all a doctor or an institution learns that a minor has been have been impregnated, they need to inform the local police, because it is taken as statutory rape. These are basic law that we are talking about, and if even in today's time this is not being followed, there is a bigger question that needs to be asked, and where are the safety nets that needs to be checked time and again so that these incidents not be...
Shreya, just hold on. Swati Maliwal is speaking. Let's listen in.
उस लड़की को गर्भ निरोधक गोलियां दे रही है, तो इस मामले को DCW कैसे देख रही है?
दिल्ली के महिला और बाल विकास मंत्रालय में एक आदमी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर के पद पे काफ़ी सालों से कार्यरत है। इस आदमी के खिलाफ एक बहुत ही सीरियस कंप्लेंट आई है कि इसने एक 16 साल की माइनर बच्ची का रिपीटेडली रेप किया, और उसके बाद जब लड़की प्रेग्नेंट हो गई तो इसने और इसकी वाइफ ने मिलकर उसके बच्चा गिराने की कोशिश करी, जिसकी वजह से लड़की की तबीयत बहुत ज़्यादा खराब है। ये बहुत ही सीरियस एलिगेशन है और हमने दिल्ली पुलिस को नोटिस इशू करा है, क्योंकि मैं जानना चाहती हूं कि अभी तक ये आदमी अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं हुआ। दूसरा, हम सरकार को भी नोटिस इशू कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये आदमी WCD मिनिस्ट्री में कार्यरत था और कई सालों से, दशकों से कार्यरत है। तो हम समझना चाहते हैं कि अभी तक इसके खिलाफ क्या क्या कंप्लेंट्स आई थी और उनके ऊपर क्या क्या एक्शन हुआ, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि इस आदमी को तुरंत सस्पेंड कर देना चाहिए और बहुत ही सीरियस इंक्वायरी बैठनी चाहिए। और अगर ये हाल रहेगा कि जो रक्षक है वही भक्षक बन जाएंगे, तो दिल्ली की बेटियों को और बच्चियों को और महिलाओं को कैसे बचाया जाएगा?
मैम, वो जो आरोपी अधिकारी है उसके ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड्स क्या हैं? वो क्या इससे पहले वो इस तरीके के संलिप्त आरोप में वो आरोपी रहा है? ऐसा
जी, वही नोटिस मैं सरकार को इशू कर रही हूँ और दिल्ली पुलिस को भी इशू करूंगी कि आज तक कितनी कंप्लेंट्स आई हैं इस आदमी के खिलाफ, क्योंकि उन कंप्लेंट्स के ऊपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। मुझे लगता है कि इस पॉक्सो की FIR के मद्देनज़र ये जितनी भी कंप्लेंट्स आई हैं ये सारी की सारी रीओपन होनी चाहिए, री इन्वेस्टिगेट होनी चाहिए। कोई ना कोई मैकेनिज्म तो बनाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि सरकारी डिपार्टमेंट में अगर ऐसे ऑफिसर कार्यरत रहेंगे जो कि रेपिस्ट मेंटालिटी के हैं, तो कैसे दिल्ली की बच्चियां बचेंगी, कैसे महिलाएं बचेंगी? और ये बहुत ही बड़ा इशू है और इसको बहुत सीरियसली लेने की जरूरत है। हम सरकार को और दिल्ली पुलिस को दोनों को नोटिस इशू कर।
उस माइनर लड़की से क्या आपने मुलाकात किया है? उसकी हालात क्या है, उसकी मेंटल स्थिति क्या है? क्योंकि महीनों से उसके साथ ये कह सकते हैं अत्याचार हो रहा था, तो क्या कहना चाहिए?
मुझे अभी पता चला है इस केस के बारे में, कल ही पता चला था, तो मैं उस लड़की से मिल भी रही हूँ और मेरे को ये भी बताया जा रहा है कि कुछ दबाव बनाने की कोशिश करी गई थी लड़की के ऊपर। अगर ऐसा कुछ है तो मैं उसको प्रॉपर्ली इन्वेस्टिगेट करूंगी एंड डेफिनेटली द दिल्ली कमीशन फॉर वुमेन विल टेक ऑल एक्शन, बिकॉज ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है कि कोई आदमी जो विमेन एंड चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री में पोस्टेड है, और ऐसा भी बताया जा रहा है कि शेल्टर होम्स में भी उसका एक्सेस था, तो ऐसे आदमी को वो कैसे वहां पे पोस्टेड रहा, क्या उसके ऊपर एक्शन लिया जा रहा है? ये सारे सवाल हैं जो दिल्ली महिला आयोग पूछ रहा है और एक इंक्वायरी करेगा और इसके ऊपर रिपोर्ट भी बनाएंगे। बट अभी जो बिल्कुल इंपॉर्टेंट है वो ये है कि ये आदमी अरेस्ट होना चाहिए और सस्पेंड होना चाहिए।
जी, थैंक यू।
So that is what the DCW chief has to say, but that is also one of the demands she's made, that he should be suspended. And news that's coming in right now, Arvind Kejriwal, Chief Minister of Delhi, has directed the suspension of the Deputy Director of the Women and Child Development Department of the Delhi government. So Arvind Kejriwal has ordered the suspension of the accused in this minor rape case Premoday Khaka, the Delhi police on your screens right now, has reached his residence as well. We're slipping into a very short break. Our continuous coverage of this extremely shocking and disturbing story will continue on the other side of the break.
You are watching India Today.
It is never too late to chase your dream. Anil Kumar Mishra took to art late in his life, but what started as a hobby has become a passion over the years. The 70-year-old from Ramnagar in Jharkhand spends his time giving new life to waste wood.
मैं समझता हूँ कि ये कोई ईश्वरीय देन है, जो शक्ति है, जो मुझे प्रेरणा देता है और मैं इसको कार्य रूप में परिणत कर पाता हूँ.
Mishra's tryst with art started in 2007 when he was a school teacher.
गाछ है बहुत पुराना, हजारों साल पुराना गाछ है जिसमें बहुत सारे दीमक खाए हुए हैं, बहुत टिड्डा रहते हैं सर. और उसी गाछ का टुकड़ा से एक प्रेरणा जगी हमको और उसी गाछ के टुकड़ा से मैं एक बर्ड का भाव आया और मैं उसमें क्रिएशन शुरुआत वहीं से हुई.
In the beginning, not everyone was his fan.
तो मुझे तो काफी बुरा लगता था, कभी कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा हो ही जाता था कि पुराना लकड़ी क्यों लेके आ रहे हैं. लकड़ी लाके जब इकट्ठा करना शुरू किए तो थोड़ा हो जाता था झगड़ा. जब बनाना शुरू किए तो जब पूरा बनने लगा तब बन के फिर बहुत अच्छा लगने लगा. अब तो खैर जान गए तो अब कोई बात नहीं.
Now his family and friends bring the raw materials for him.
सपोर्ट मुझे वो अगर गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कुछ मिलता है तो मैं और इसको आगे बढ़ा सकता हूँ.
Mishra has won many prizes for his art. He has created more than 1,000 sculptures. With Rajesh Verma in Ramgarh, Bureau Report, India Today.
Employee addition has dropped a combined 135% at TCS, Wipro and HCL Tech. This means where the companies had added 31,000 employees this quarter last year, this year they've seen a fall of nearly 11,000 employees. This is in line with the muted financial numbers shared by these companies. Akanksha Chaturvedi gets us a deep dive into this trend. A closer look. Akanksha?
That is right, Abha. Hiring across major Indian IT companies has dampened in Q1 FY24 as compared to the year-ago quarter. If we take a close look at the numbers, we see that TCS only added around 500 people to the company in Q1 FY24, while this number was over 28 times bigger last year. TCS added over 14,000 employees in Q1 FY23. At Wipro, this trend seems to have worsened. In Q1 FY24, Wipro's headcount actually reduced by around 8,000 employees, while in Q1 FY23, they had added over 15,000 people to the organization. HCL Tech was also in line with this trend. The company's headcount went down by over 2,500 people in Q1 FY24, whereas they had added around 2,100 people in the year-ago quarter. This slowdown is in line with the broader slowdown in the industry, which is caused by the cutbacks in IT and discretionary spending across the world.
Quality today. In Delhi, 108. In Mumbai, 56. In Kolkata, 78. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 96. In Hyderabad, 91.
You are watching India Today.
News coming in right now. Protest in Mandya over Kaveri water war. BJP JDS workers hit the streets of Mandya. Protesters roll on the streets of Mandya. Kaveri water war boils in Mandya. This, of course, after the state government's decision to release water to Tamil Nadu. My colleague Anaga is now joining me live from Mandya. Anaga, take us through this protest, which both the BJP and the JDS have joined.
Paulimi, some really strong protests have erupted in Mandya. Behind me are some people who are from the BJP and some who are farmers. They all are carrying grains on their head along with flowers on the ear as a symbol of protest. They are strongly opposing the release of water to Tamil Nadu from Karnataka. They are saying that we have been cheated. The water should not have been released to Tamil Nadu is what they are saying. And also gathered here, is the MP, PC Mohan as well. And also as we speak, Bangalore South MP Tejasvi Surya and also MP Sumalata, they also on their way to join hands with the protest. Let me just try to get you one. Sir, you're live on India Today. You've gathered here in solidarity with the farmers.
Today, Bharatiya Janata Party has supported the farmers of Mandya. Today, whenever Congress has come to power in Karnataka or in the center also, corruption is there, rampant corruption is there, and they are all farmer against laws only they make. Today, against the Supreme Court order, they are leaving the water. Every day they are releasing 15,000 cuses of water. Actually, Supreme Court has said 1.8 lakh hectares they have to cultivate in Tamil Nadu. But the farmers in Tamil Nadu are cultivating almost 3 lakh hectares, 4 times more. So we are against that. Today, the way water is they are leaving, 15,000 cuses, over a period of time, the rains also are not there. So the water for even Bangalore drinking water also will not be there. Congress is trying to please Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi because they want to have alliance with DMK in Tamil Nadu for a bargain of 5-6 seats. They are making scapegoat of Mandya people and Bangalore. We condemn this totally.
So on Wednesday, an all-party meeting has been called by the Congress government in Karnataka, where even the MPs have been invited for this all-party meeting. So you'll also be a part of it. What kind of action?
They should have called the all-party meeting before releasing the water. What is the point after releasing the water? They are calling a all-party meeting. This is only to please DMK Chief Minister Tamil Nadu Stalin. Just to please him, they are making this, they are releasing the water. because of the upcoming Lok Sabha elections.
All right, thank you, sir. So that was PC Mohan with us. He is the MP of Bengaluru Central Constituency. He is saying that he is against releasing water for the Kuruvai crop. Let me also try to get in a voice from Sumalata, madam.
Okay, so that is of course the protest that the BJP is holding in Mandya. Anika, thank you for joining us and bringing us that live report. We're slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned. News and updates will continue on the other side with my colleague Sneha Murdani.
You are watching India Today.
Quality today. In Delhi, 108. In Mumbai, 56. In Kolkata, 78. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 96. In Hyderabad, 91.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Quality today. In Delhi, 108. In Mumbai, 56. In Kolkata, 78. In Bangalore, 35. In Chennai, 96. In Hyderabad, 91.
Kerala's public health. All political parties traveling from different parts.
Armed with facts,
Looking at political back.
she takes the news by its horns.
You think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold, and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories from every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Big story we are breaking at these are pictures coming in from Mandya and Karnataka over the Kaveri River water dispute. We're getting in these pictures, in fact, from Karnataka in Mandya, where there are protests underway, protesters on the streets of Mandya over Kaveri water dispute. Karnataka is urging, in fact, the central body to review the decision on the river water and are all set to move Supreme Court even as the conflict continues between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over this very sensitive and matter which has in fact been pending a resolution for years together now. Mandya, in fact, there is a protest that has broken out in Mandya right now over the Kaveri water issue. Is the BJP and JDS workers hitting the streets of Mandya over the river water issue. BJP has also called for a band at the Bengaluru-Mysore highway over the Kaveri river water issue. Several top leaders are expected to take part in this agitation as far as the Kaveri river water matter is concerned over this issue. These are BJP and JDS protesters. Anaga, in fact, is in Mandya getting us the very latest. Anaga, this controversy refuses to die down. We've seen several attempts at a solution, but it is a problem that has not found a solution. And also, it's extremely political, and that's the reason why BJP and JDS are out on the streets.
Sneha, the protesting is just escalating as we speak. You know, the farmers in Mandya and even the BJP supporters, they are literally risking their lives. A few moments back, they were even burning posters, they were burning rice grains, they were burning pulses, and some of them even had a flower stuck to their ear. And the farmers in Mandya have literally taken down to the streets saying that they're against the water release to Tamil Nadu. And per day, about 15,000 cusecs is being released to Tamil Nadu every day, which amounts to about 1.36 TMC. I know that is exactly what the BJP, JDS and the farmers as well are protesting about. They are saying that we cannot afford to let go of 15,000 cusecs every day when we have rainfall shortage over here. That is the main reason why, why people have amassed here in such huge numbers. And what you're seeing on your screens there is one protester who is having a bag of grains on his head. That is his symbol of protest. And we even have few Mahila Morcha members from the BJP as well who have joined in this protest. Sneha, at this point, more than BJP and JDS, farmers from Mandya have also taken down to this, to the streets. And what's more alarming is that they are risking their lives in this protest. A few while back, they were actually burning rice grains. Really risky scenarios that are playing out over here. This entire circle where I am at, it's called the Sanjay Circle. It's pretty big, and the protesters have taken over the entire circle, obstructing traffic flow. Signals have stopped, even though police have come here to sort of placate to the situation. But the protest over here knows no bounds. It's just escalating every moment. moment, and we're also anticipating a Member of Parliament Tejasvi Surya to come here any moment. A short while back, we had Mandya's MP Sumalata as well. She's right now over there as we speak, and even we had Bengaluru Central MP PC Mohan also come here to join hands in solidarity with the farmers of Mandya.
You know, there is also an all-party meeting, Anaga, that has been called because attempts are being made to work out a resolution or work out a solution. That all-party meeting, I believe, is on Wednesday.
That's right, Sneha. On Wednesday at 11 a.m. there is an all-party meeting that has been called on by the Congress government of Karnataka, where not just the MLAs and ministers, even the Member of Parliaments have been invited for this particular all-party meeting. And when we spoke to the opposition about this particular meeting, they are saying that they are now having this meeting because we made a hue and cry about it. What's the point of having an all-party meeting when you've already released 15,000 cusecs of water per day to Tamil Nadu? When you've already let go of so much water, now it's too late is what the opposition is saying. Regardless, there is going to be an all-party meeting that is going to happen on Wednesday, which is going to comprise all the parties from Congress, BJP, JDS, and even few independent candidates are also going to take part in the meeting to sort of try and reach to a consensus, to sort of work out the next steps as to what to do. But the BJP has maintained its stance, saying that the Congress government should have protested even more at the Kaveri committee. Just because the Tamil Nadu went to the Supreme Court and filed a petition, it didn't mean that you had to let go of this fight very easily. You should have protested more about this, is what the BJP stance has been.
You know, Anaga also put this into perspective on whether at all the central government is in a position to intervene or not, because this has been a long pending controversy and bone of contention between these two states.
You know, that's right, Sneha. Even Tamil Nadu Minister Duraimurugan also wrote a letter to the centre stating that there has been inadequate release of water to Tamil Nadu by Karnataka. And Duraimurugan also mentioned in his letter that Karnataka is deliberately doing this. It's not that there is no water shortage, but Karnataka is deliberately doing this, was the allegation levelled by Duraimurugan. But the reality here in Karnataka is that Karnataka has only one monsoon, that is the southwest monsoon. Unlike in Tamil Nadu, where there are two monsoons, one is southwest and then northeast. But here the southwest monsoon has terribly failed. There has not been rainfall at all, leading to the kind of water shortage that we are seeing right now. Let me just try and get in a word from one of the protesters over here. Sir, you are protesting over here in solidarity with the farmers. What is your objective? What are you exactly protesting against? Tell us that.
Madam, really this government will be cheating a farmers, especially Mandya district farmers will be getting a cheat from Congress government. That's why we will be, BJP party workers will be protested on the road in Mandya, madam.
So what about you, sir? Tell us about your protest objective. Why have you gathered in such large numbers? Is it true that Mandya farmers don't have water to drink?
Mandya farmers already decided to stop the water. To entire Mandya district farmer, you protect 1 day, 2 days, any day. I'm waiting for government against BJP.
So, we have been hearing from Mandya farmers as well that they don't have even a drop of water to drink. But, that said, the Kaveri committee itself has directed the Karnataka government to release water to Tamil Nadu. But, what Basraj Bommai from the opposition is saying is that you shouldn't have easily obeyed to that. You should have stood there, held your ground and given a tough fight to the Kaveri committee. So, Sneha, even in that committee that happened in Delhi, between the Kaveri committee, stakeholders from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, the Tamil Nadu stakeholders staged a big walkout, leading to the Karnataka government to agree to what their demand was. This was what Bommai was saying, that no, they should not have agreed so easily. Even when Tamil Nadu filed a petition with the Supreme Court, you should have given a tough fight. Even we have encountered such circumstances when we were in power, but we fought till the last minute. We did not let go of this easily. Is the kind of political bickering that we are seeing right now.
Given the fact that the Deputy Chief Minister is also, in fact, the person or the minister responsible for the irrigation department, the BJP is going all guns blazing, with options of even moving Supreme Court on this issue has been left open by DKS. Anaga.
That's right. DK Shivakumar, he's saying that he's not trying to appease anybody, unlike what the BJP is saying. He's saying that I have to abide by the law of the land. The Kaveri committee has directed us to release certain amount of water, and we have no choice but to accept. We have no choice but to release that particular amount of water that has been directed, is what DK Shivakumar is saying. But over here on the ground, the farmers here, there really has been a lack of water. The monsoon has really been tepid in Karnataka this time, but last time it was a complete different scenario. There was abundance of water in Karnataka, but this time around, Sneha, just a few weeks back, Siddaramaiah even wrote a letter to the centre asking them to tweak the parameters required to, tweak the parameters required to declare drought. He said that the current parameters, Karnataka is not really fitting well into that particular parameter, leading us to not declare a drought. But that is not, but that is not the scenario. There has been severe shortage of water this time, and we really need to tweak the parameters required to declare drought to a state. So that was a letter given out by Siddaramaiah indicating that yes, there is water shortage over here. It is not like we have had enough monsoon season. It's not like we've had enough rains this time. It's really been tepid this time, and that's the reason why we cannot release this much quantity of water to Tamil Nadu.
Naga, getting in all the details, and also for our viewers, just show us what the protesters really are saying right now. Of course, protests by BJP and JDS workers there that have broken out in Mandya. Just try to get in a word also from them about what they have to say about this long pending controversy.
Over here, they have been here for the last 1 hour. They have been staging a dharna. They are saying that we are not going to budge down. We are not going to get up from this place unless and until our requirement is being fulfilled. Saibre, ನೀವೀಗ ಬಂದು 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ಮ requirement ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. 1 ಗಂಟೆ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Tell us about your requirements, sir. What exactly are you protesting for?
ಕಾವೇರಿ ಬೇಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಕನ್ನಂಬಾಡಿ ಕಟ್ಟೆ ಬೇಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಎಕರೆ ಕಬ್ಬು, ಭತ್ತ, ತೆಂಗು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ.
Lakhs of acres of coconut and sugarcane.
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನೀರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಣಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ 1 TMC ನೀರು, ಸುಮಾರು 11,000ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ 24 ಗಂಟೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1 TMC ನೀರು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನಮಗೆ ಜೀವಜಲ. ಈ ಜೀವಜಲನೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕೆಲಸನ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಸರ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರಿಲೀಸಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಭತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆಯಕ್ಕೆ
ಈಗ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಿರೋ ನಿಂತಿರೋ ಬೆಳೆ ತಗೊಳಕಾಯ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆ ನಾಟಿ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ನಿಂತಿರೋ ಬೆಳೆ ತಗೊಳಕಾಗದಿರೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಲಿ ಈಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಮಗೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ನೀರನ್ನ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲುವೆಗೆ ನೀರು ಹರಿಸೋ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ ನೀರಿನ ಕೊರತೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಫಲ ಆಗವ್ರೆ. DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರೈತರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಉದ್ದಟತನದ ಪರಮಾವಧಿ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಶಾಸಕರು ಡಬಲ್ ಗೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ದ್ವಿಪಾತ್ರ. ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೈತರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನೀರು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಳವಳಿ, ಹೋರಾಟ, ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಕೊಡೋದು. DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ತಲೆ ಕೆರ್ಕ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು.
Sneha, DK Shivakumar few weeks back he made a statement that if farmers are protesting, let them go to court and protest. That was a statement made by DK Shivakumar, and the farmers over here, they are also they are strongly opposing DK Shivakumar's statement, saying that was a very foolish line to come out of a deputy chief minister's mouth, is what just we heard from the farmer. And he also added saying that we really can't afford to let go of 12,000 to 15,000 cusecs of water every day when we grow sugarcane, we grow paddy, we grow coconut, we grow areca nuts. When we have so many crop requirements that require so much water, how can you give water to another state when we don't have water? Is a kind of argument that is a kind of argument that we are seeing from Mandya farmers. Let me also add one more point here, Sneha. Kaveri originates from Karnataka. It originates from Kodagu. It's called Talakaveri. That is where Kaveri originates from. So this, so the main point of argument is that when this river originates from our state, let's first fulfill our water requirements before giving it to another state. That's the kind of argument that we are seeing from the farmers over here and BJP as well.
Also put this into perspective, Anaga. What is the Tamil Nadu government now saying about the latest protests that have broken out about the concerns that have been raised over the last few days or so?
Sneha, Tamil Nadu has maintained that they have this region called the Kaveri Delta region, which is a rice bowl for the entire Tamil Nadu. It is in this particular region, where paddy is grown. That paddy serves for the, almost the entire Tamil Nadu state. They derive paddy from this particular Kaveri Delta. And unfortunately, in this particular delta, there is lack of rainfall. Throughout the year, there is not much rainfall that happens in Kaveri Delta. And that is why they are fully dependent on the water that comes, from the Kaveri River, from Mekedatu as well, from Kaveri River, the water which Karnataka releases. They are dependent on Kaveri water to fulfill their paddy requirements in Kaveri Delta. And they are saying that we need water to fulfill our requirements as well, because Kaveri Delta is a rice bowl for the entire state of Tamil Nadu. And that is the main argument put forth by Tamil Nadu.
Anaga, be with us. Just coming back to you in a moment from now. We have a reaction also that is coming in. Let's go straight to that.
So right now, you all have gathered here in large numbers protesting against the release of Kaveri water. Tell us about the objective of your protest.
See, without consultations of the DK Shivakumar to anybody, they have not called the meeting, all-party meeting. Simply, Tamil Nadu government filed a petition on 13th of August. Immediately, DK Shivakumar from 14th onwards, ever had a 50,000 cusecs water of release the KRS dam to Tamil Nadu. This decision is the against of the Karnataka farmers. Karnataka Congress government taken the farmers against the decision. That's why we urge to Congress party and the government to stop the water.
Anaga continues to be with us, getting us more details on this story. Anaga, for our viewers who've just joined us, put this into perspective as to why BJP and JDS workers are out on the streets. Of course, farmers have raised several concerns about this. Talk to us a little about how this matter or this controversy really is affecting them.
Sneha, the BJP and the JDS are protesting against the release of Kaveri water from Karnataka to the Tamil Nadu. They are saying that per day 15,000 cusecs of water is released to Tamil Nadu, which amounts to about 1.15 TMC. And they are saying that when there is shortage of rainfall, we really cannot afford to let go of so many, of so much cusecs of water to Tamil Nadu when we don't have enough water. And the farmers in Karnataka as well, they are saying that when we don't have enough water to drink, we don't have enough water. And we also grow sugarcane, paddy, rice, areca nuts and so many other crops which require gallons of water. So when we have such high water requirements, how can you give away to water to another state without fulfilling our, without fulfilling our requirements? Is the kind of argument that we are seeing from Karnataka. But Tamil Nadu, on the other hand, in that letter that Minister Durai Murugan wrote to the centre, he mentioned that Karnataka is deliberately doing this. Yes, Karnataka does have enough water supply, but they're deliberately not releasing water was the sort of accusation that was levelled by Durai Murugan in his letter that was written to the centre. Apart from that, even Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also wrote a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying that Kaveri Delta is a rice bowl for Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Makkal are entirely dependent on what is grown in this Kaveri Delta, but unfortunately in this particular region there is lack of rainfall throughout the year, and hence the crops over there, they're fully dependent on the water that comes out of Karnataka, and that is why we need water release. We need Kaveri water release too. Was a requirement that was put forth by Tamil Nadu, but Karnataka has said that we have to abide by the law of the land. The Kaveri committee in Delhi has directed us to release 10 TMCs of water for 15 days, and that is what we are abiding by. We cannot go against them, was a sort of argument put forth by the Karnataka Congress. But the opposition BJP is saying that is saying that the Congress government should have given a tough fight at the Kaveri committee. Just because Tamil Nadu knocked the doors of Supreme Court and filed a petition, you should not have let go of this easily. You should have given a tough fight, is what we heard from the opposition. Well, here protesters have also gathered in large numbers. Again, let me just try to get a word from people. Sir, Karnataka government is saying that they have to follow the law of the land. They cannot go against it, is what DK Shivakumar is saying. They have been directed by the Kaveri committee to release 10 cusecs of water for 15 days.
See, they have put application. Tamil Nadu government has put application in the Supreme Court. They have accepted the application. They have not given any decision yet. Why these people are in a hurry to release the water? That is our question to the government. Every day 15,000 cuses of water they are leaving. It is only that Congress High Command is putting pressure on the state government. These people are dancing to their tune, that's all.
Sir, but then Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, he wrote a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying that Kaveri Delta is fully dependent on what water is coming from Karnataka. So even they are dependent on us.
Anaga getting in those details from Mandya and Karnataka, where BJP and JDS essentially is protesting as far as the Kaveri River water matter is concerned. An all-party meeting also on Wednesday that has been called by the Karnataka government to look into solutions, or possible solutions, as far as this big controversy is concerned. Moving into this shocker really from the national capital, where a Delhi government officer, a Babu, with the Delhi Commission for Women Department, raped and impregnated a 14-year-old girl. The man on your screens, Premodak Khaka, holds the position of Deputy Director of Delhi government's Department of Women and Child Development. He raped his friend's minor daughter several times between 2020 and 21. The official who raped the minor was her guardian. Not just this, when the survivor discovered that she was pregnant, she confided in the deputy director's wife, but instead of reporting the crime, his wife gave her abortion pills. His wife has also been booked for criminal conspiracy for her alleged involvement. After India Today's relentless reporting and a big impact, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal suspended the Babu from the post of the Deputy Director and has sought a report on the same.
ये हमारे पास थाना बुराड़ी के इलाके के चलते नॉर्थ डिस्ट्रिक्ट में एक कंप्लेंट मिलती है, जिसमें जो हमारी विक्टिम है 17 इयर्स ओल्ड गर्ल हैं, इनके फादर की डेथ हुई है 2020 में अक्टूबर में। उसके बाद इनका जो ये मास कम्यून होता है वहाँ पर इनके एक अंकल लगते हैं, ये मामा ही कहती हैं उनको, तो उनके पास इनकी मदर ने, क्योंकि वो घर में थोड़ा शी सबमिट्स ऑफ की कोई टेंशन वगैरह थी, तो वहाँ भेजा। 2-3 महीने का उन दिनों का नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी का जो है गलत एक्ट का ये वहाँ शिकायत रही है। ये जो इसकी जो मामी ये कह सकते हैं, जो इनके जो लोकल गार्डियन थे उनकी वाइफ, इसको इसने बताया, तो शी टोल्ड ऑफ द रॉन्ग एक्ट ऑफ हर लोकल गार्डियन, जो हमारा अभी अक्यूज्ड है, जो लेटर फाउंड आउट टू बी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर इन वुमेन चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट में है। वो जो उनकी वाइफ थी, उन्होंने इसको अबॉर्शन पिल्स भी दी हैं। उसके बाद में ये इसके मदर को इसने बताया, तो वो यहाँ अपने घर पे ले आई। थोड़ा स्ट्रेस, पैनिक, टेंशन में रहती थी। अभी ऑफ लेट अगस्त में फर्स्ट वीक में जब ज़्यादा पैनिक अटैक हुए तो इनको हॉस्पिटल में लेकर गई इनकी मदर। तो डायग्नोस के दौरान जो साइकेट्रिस्ट हैं उन्होंने जब अपना इनकी काउंसलिंग और इनकी जो मीडिएशन करी है उसमें ये बात निकल के आई है। डॉक्टर साहब ने बुरा कंफर्म करते हुए ये बताया है कि इस तरीके से इनका एक्ट हुआ है। इनकी स्टेटमेंट पे हमने पॉक्सो और जो रिलेटिव सेक्शंस हैं उसके चलते इस पे केस दर्ज किया है।
The Delhi Commission for Women Chief Swati Maliwal, in fact, has spoken to India Today, talking about this entire episode, says she did not know about this case until it came to light today. She's pinned the blame on the Delhi police, asking us as to why they have not arrested this Babu yet. India Today grilled Swati Maliwal. Listen in.
I think it's a very scary case, and strongest action needs to be taken against him. I think first and foremost, Delhi police has to be held accountable as to why no arrests have been made. So we have issued a notice to the Delhi police. We are also issuing a notice to the government because we wish to understand. One is, of course, this means a person needs to be suspended, which the government has already done. But at the same time, we wish to understand as to where all was he posted in his 20 or plus years of service, and what all sensitive posts did he handle, and what kind of complaints were received against him during this process, because it's very crucial to reinvestigate these matters in the light of this current very horrific case that has come up. You see, this girl is a 16-year-old girl. She's a minor. She has been raped as well as when she got pregnant. There are very serious allegations that this man and his wife tried to abort the baby, which has resulted in the complete deterioration of the health of the girl. So this is a very serious case. This man, who is working in the Women and Child Development Ministry, is supposed to be the protector of women and girls in the capital as well as in the country. There are women and girls who approach him in order to make sure that their works are done, and he must be having access to a lot of sensitive places, probably even shelter homes. So his conduct needs to be examined, and at the same time I really feel that some mechanism has to be created, because a government officer, these are permanent posts. That person has become a government officer probably 2 decades back. What action was taken on a yearly basis? What kind of an investigation was done? Whether this person is even prepared to handle the sensitive role that he has been given?
Survivor in this case is still under, trauma, shock, and still under observation. How do you think that we should pursue this now, this case particularly, and is there a need of the hour to, to run some programs to create awareness, to gender sensitize at least government employees, and particularly, who are related to women and child, communities?
No, absolutely. There is a very urgent need to make sure that all officers, especially those working in sensitive departments, they need to be gender sensitized. But I don't think that a person who has a criminal mindset, somebody who can actually rape a minor girl, can be improved by any gender sensitization. So I think that there needs to be much deeper checks, because when you issue notices to governments or to the police for that matter, and you ask them that how many gender sensitization programs have you done, there is a long list of these gender sensitization programs which are probably many times done just for formality. But how does that lead to making sure that not a criminal minded person is not appointed in sensitive positions? So I think a mechanism needs to be done, and we are investigating the matter.
वो कहाँ थी जब ये सब हो रहा था, उनका खुद का एम्प्लॉई ये कर रहा था? ये बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन दिल्ली सरकार के ऊपर भी आते हैं, और बहुत सारे प्रश्न हमें भी पूछने हैं दिल्ली सरकार और डीसीडब्ल्यू से भी।
सर, कॉग्निजेंस लिया है अब दिल्ली एनसीडब्ल्यू ने, तो नोटिस किसको इशू की गई और उनसे नोटिस में किस तरह का जवाब मांगा गया? देखिए, एक पुलिस को और डब्ल्यूसीडी दोनों को लिखा है, डब्ल्यूसीडी दिल्ली को हमने दोनों को लिखा है, लेकिन एक इंक्वायरी होगी जिसमें मेरे जो मेंबर हैं वो खुद जाके बच्ची से भी बात करेंगे, और इसके ऊपर पूरे नीचे तक जाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ऑफिसर को बचाने की कोशिश की गई, ऐसा न्यूज़ में आ रहा है अभी तक। Allegedly they were trying to save. I'm saying allegedly because I'm not sure. It will be sure after the inquiry. So if people were saving, we have to know that why people from the government were saving him. Is the names for the committee which is going to investigate from NCW side?
I'm just working on it because media is continuously calling me. I've not been able to work on it, but I'm working. Within few minutes, I will be sending somebody.
Ma'am, you can just brief us about the initial details of the case and the notice issued in English also.
See, this horrific incident came in light today morning only, and I'm really shocked that the person who was involved in saving and in empowering women, he was raping this young girl from last 2 years. And he is an employee of WCD Delhi government. Shocked to know that Delhi government was sleeping on this incident, as he was keeping this young girl illegally. He didn't adopt her, and DCW also just give notices to the police and does nothing instead of working on their own employees. They are just pointing out at fingers at others.
DCW is an organization which generally takes cognizance of other states' incidences also, but
where they are not supposed to take. She holidays outside and just talk to the media, does nothing about anything. She's not serious about anything except talking to media. And today, for the first time, I'm pointing out, because I'm really angry that this person was involved with DCW and WCD Delhi, and they did nothing from last 2 years.
Ma'am, there's one more thing is coming forward, that this officer was doing it repeatedly for past a long time, and still the DCW was not aware of it. So was there any suspicion that they are defending?
Allegedly, I've been hearing that she was trying to save. I'm not saying directly because I have to find out, but if this is true, this is really horrible.
Ma'am, is there any direct instructions?
BJP is torn into Arvind Kejriwal, accusing the government of the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi of shielding the accused Babu. Listen in.
DCW की चेयरमैन तो जहाँ भी कोई घटना होती है हर जगह आंसू बहाने पहुँच जाती हैं, लेकिन उनके ऑफिस के अंदर अगर ये घटना हो रही है और वो 1-1.5 साल से जो मुझे सुनने में आया 1-1.5 साल से ये घटना हो रही थी और ऐसे किया जा रहा था, तो वो उनको नॉलेज नहीं है, तो समझ में नहीं आई मुझे। तो उनके खिलाफ जल्द से जल्द चार्जशीट दाखिल हो और कोर्ट से भी गुजारिश है कि फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट के साथ के होने के बाद फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में हो और इसको जल्द से जल्द बच्ची को न्याय मिले।
अपेक्षा करते हैं कि दिल्ली पुलिस तुरंत उस पर सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई करेगी और जो भी कानून की धाराएं और दफा बन सकती हैं उनके अंतर्गत उसको बुक करेगी।
आप बात कर लीजिए, आम आदमी पार्टी के कौन से मंत्री के ऊपर रेप के चार्जेस नहीं है? किसी ने राशन कार्ड बनाने के नाम पे रेप किया, तो किसी ने वीडियो बनाने के नाम पर रेप किया, और किसी ने नौकरी देने के नाम पर रेप किया। वही अब उनके कर्मचारी भी कर रहे हैं। और अभी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी उसको क्लीन चिट दें और कहें मैंने सारी जानकारी ली है, इसमें इस बच्ची का कसूर था, इसमें राजनीति थी पीछे। कोई बड़ी बात नहीं, अरविंद केजरीवाल ये भी स्टेटमेंट दें, लेकिन बहुत ही एक ऐसी घटना है, निंदनीय है, जिसके ऊपर सख्त कार्रवाई पुलिस कर रही है, लेकिन उनके गुरुओं के ऊपर भी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए, अरविंद केजरीवाल एंड कंपनी के ऊपर भी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए।
उनके नाक के सामने, आंख के सामने ये सारी चीजें होती रही और वो कुछ नहीं कर पाए। मतलब कि दिल्ली की जनता जो उनसे एक्सपेक्ट करती है कि दिल्ली सरकार उनके अधिकारों का हनन नहीं करेगी, दिल्ली सरकार का एक वरिष्ठ अधिकारी ये करता रहा एक बच्ची के साथ और उनको जानकारी नहीं थी, और जानकारी ही नहीं, जानकारी थी तो क्या कार्रवाई की? क्या उनके पास कोई शिकायत आई नहीं आई? और अगर उनके पास शिकायत आई तो उन्होंने ऐसे अफसर के ऊपर तुरंत कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं की? ये सारी चीजों का, सवालों का जवाब होना चाहिए।
It is horrific and it is appalling that an officer of the government in charge of protection and care of a minor has done something like this. And this also goes to show the impunity, because he thought that he will not be caught, he will not be punished. And we don't know if this is the first child or there have been other children like this before this child. But what is even more appalling is that the wife does all of these things to the child to cover up the pregnancy, to cover up the rape that this man has committed. So both of them have to be, the case has to be filed on both. But most important, the question we need to ask, this could not have happened without the knowledge of other people in that office, in that home, in that shelter. So why is it that we are not taking cognizance of booking a case on all those people?
Big questions that we're asking right here. Have protectors in Delhi government turned predators? This was a Babu who was in fact supposed to be the caretaker of this child. How could Delhi's Babu's crime remain undetected for many, many months and years? Why no background check for Delhi Babus is the big question. Is there political patronage for the rapist Babu? Why is that? There was no reaction just yet. How was that? He's still absconding. Atishi, Swati Maliwal have in fact raised several issues in the past as well as far as women and child safety is concerned. Why have they not in fact looked into this matter? Why did they not do any homework when it came to this particular case? With that, it's time for a quick commercial break here. On the other side, we're getting you details of actor Tain Neta Prakash Raj, who's mocked India's moon mission. He's posted a picture mocking ISRO scientists and the government. So why is the health influencer market booming like that? Why is that suddenly everybody wants to have an hourglass figure and look ripped? Our next report is analyzing the growth of the health and wellness influencer market.
अगर मैं ऐसे फील होता हूँ ना कि भाई है एनर्जी, फिर आ जाता है।
They are young, fast and furious, also very aggressive and excited to promote content around health and wellness. And why is the boom in the number of influencers in the health and wellness sector not really surprising? There is an ongoing massive shift in health and wellness awareness. People are prioritizing their well-being like never before. This has been a consequence of the pandemic, making us more than ever sit back and do a rethink of our lives and how well we want to lead it. The influencer industry's market value was estimated to amount to 28 billion Indian rupees by 2026. Digital fitness and well-being industry in India has grown tremendously in 2022. It has reached a staggering 29.4%, an increase from 2021 with over 151.7 million people in India using digital fitness devices and services, generating a total revenue of $7.5 billion. Well, this growth is due in part to the contribution of social media influencers who help brands in the industry gain recognition, recall and conversions. Fitness Instagrammers and YouTubers have a wide audience reach and play a significant role in the market's growth. Increased consumption of social media and digital content during the pandemic has definitely catalyzed the market for instant advice on health, wellness and fitness on social media from people sometimes whose core competency isn't fitness or wellness related, and trying to influence casually without deeper knowledge and not being responsible for the consequences is where the problem starts. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani, Health Bureau, India Today TV.
Hello and welcome to Tech Today. My name is Ayush Alavadi and we are so glad to be back here in the Tech Today studios in Mumbai. We enjoyed our time in Korea, but it's time to get back to business with an India special show now. And for that, we've got Mail on Tech Today, an exclusive first look of the new Geo book. Can this actually make technology a lot more accessible and affordable? They didn't get it right the first time, but is second time a charm for the Geo book? All that and a lot more on this action-packed episode of Tech Today. But before that, we need to unbox it. The new Geo book. Now, the company seems to be calling this India's first learning book. And I can understand where that comes from. We're going to delve deeper into some of the features, what the software is like, what the hardware is like. But first, let me tell you what it's like when you're holding it. It is as light as a feather. More importantly, it's got this really nice blue, I think Apple inspired in many ways. And it is a matte finish. Very good to hold, very good to grip. Honestly, doesn't seem like a laptop or a tablet or a learning book, if that's what they're calling it, which is under 20,000 rupees. Yes, spoiler alert, this is under 20,000 rupees. We actually want to ask the question whether this is a gimmick or a game changer on Tech Today. Now, when I said light as a feather, that's less than 1 kilograms. Well, I was kind of overstating it. 990 grams. And honestly, if you're traveling with this or you're in the mountains or on a beach somewhere, it's all right. But that's not the ideal use. Now, since this is your exclusive first look of the GeoBook on Tech Today, and this is our initial impressions as well, I'm going to very quickly tell you about the specs of this particular device. Now, since we're talking about the hardware and design, before we get under the hood, let me tell you that it has a SIM tray right here. It also comes with other inbuilt ports like USB, HDMI and audio ports as well. You can slip in your 3.5mm jack, old school headphones and enjoy the show. You open it up and it has an infinity keyboard and this massive trackpad. An infinity keyboard means that the keys extend right till the end on using all the screen real estate. If you just forget the display and the specs, this looks and feels like a very premium device. But this is going to be my Shakespearean moment, which I will repeat throughout every section of this segment. This particular computer, tablet, learning book, let's just call it device, a Tech Today special, only costs 16,499 rupees. It goes on sale on August 5th. But the truth of the matter is that this is a device for the masses, for the underconnected or unconnected population.
We have some news just coming in. The Patna Atal Park has been renamed as Coconut Park. Bihar Mantri Tej Pratap renames the Atal Park, naming it to the Coconut Park. This was the Atal Park. BJP has slammed the Nitish Kumar government over the name change controversy. Nitish, remember, had served as a minister in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee cabinet. Rohit has more details in that story. Rohit, in fact, this renaming of the park, whatever way the government now is justifying it, is going to work the BJP, isn't it? What is the reason that is being given and how is the BJP going to raise this matter further?
Well, the BJP is suggesting the renaming of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Park, which is located in Kankar Bagh area in Patna, and in a short while from now, the Forest and Environment Minister Tej Pratap Yadav will be formally renaming this park, which was named after former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2018. And remember, before 2018, the name of this park was in fact Coconut Park. But after the demise of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Bihar government renamed it as the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Park. But now, after almost 5 years, the state government is once again renaming it as Coconut Park, and this has led to a massive controversy with the BJP hitting out at the state government and also lashing out at Chief Minister Nitish Kumar for adopting a dual policy as far as respecting the former Prime Minister is concerned. Because on various occasions we have seen Nitish Kumar praising Atal Bihari Vajpayee and his work. And he also went to Delhi to pay respect on his death anniversary recently. But on the other hand, we see that the state government is renaming a park which is already named after him. So this has led to a massive controversy.
Undoubtedly, that's led to a massive controversy given that Nitish Kumar had served as a minister in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government as well in the past. How is the government there justifying all of this?
Well, the government right now is not reacting. It's only that we know that Tej Pratap Yadav will be coming to this park and officially he will be renaming it. So the state government is on the back foot at this point of time. Now remains to be seen that whether this renaming event will go on or is the state government coming out with any sort of a action plan as to what they intend to do. But this entire controversy has provided ammunition to the to BJP to hit out at Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who on one hand we see keeps talking about Prime Minister, in fact the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and his work, and on the other hand today we are seeing that the state government is renaming a park which is already named after him.
Rohit, I'm going to thank you for the moment for getting us up to speed with those developments as far as our latest controversy is concerned. More news coming in. Gandhi statue has been vandalized in Karnataka. Gandhi statue vandalized in Shivamoga. One Mahatma Gandhi statue has been damaged by a few miscreants is what we're learning. Anaga has more details on that. Anaga, an FIR has also been registered in this regard. Tell us more.
Sneha, last night at around 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. is when this particular incident has happened. A few bike-borne miscreants, they got down from their bikes and they've vandalized this Mahatma Gandhi statue, which was installed in Hule Hunnur, which is in Shivamoga Taluk. And now an FIR has also been filed. When I spoke to the SP of Shivamoga, he told that he does have a clue about who this miscreant could possibly be, and where exactly they hail from. But yet arrest is yet to be made, and once the investigation is over, the arrest will be made, and we will be able to get more details about the accused. But for now, in this Hule Hunnur, huge protests have erupted. People are demanding for immediate arrest of the accused. Whoever it was that vandalized the statue of Mahatma Gandhi statue, they should be arrested, is the kind of protest that is coming from the protesters in Hule Hunnur.
Anaga, getting us those details. I'm going to thank you for the moment. Karnataka, in Shivamoga, a Gandhi statue has been vandalized. An investigation is underway, is what Anaga is telling us. Moving on, ISRO has released more stunning images of the moon as we count down to the landing day. The latest images released are of the far side of the moon captured by the camera mounted on the lander Vikram. This is the same camera that assists in locating a safe landing area without any boulders or deep trenches to ensure Vikram can touch down on the lunar surface without any challenges. As the landing is slated to take place on the 23rd of August, which is the day after tomorrow, at about 6 in the evening, 1 billion Indians are now praying for Chandrayaan's success. Prayers are being performed in some of the most iconic temples in the country for our ISRO heroes as the landing date comes closer. Remember, ISRO has aced the deboosting operation. The first round took place on the 18th of August and the second yesterday, which has brought lander Vikram to its closest point to the moon at about 25 kilometers. With every maneuver, the mission edges closer to unlocking the moon's secrets and deepening our understanding of the universe. Well, Russia's first moon mission in 47 years has failed. Russia's Luna 25, which was expected to land a day before India's Chandrayaan-3, crashed into the moon after spinning into an uncontrolled orbit. Russian space agency lost touch with the spacecraft due to technical issues with Luna 25. All eyes are, of course, now on India's Chandrayaan-3. Take a look at our detailed report.
As Chandrayaan-3 heads to the moon and will land on August 23rd at 6 p.m., there was another country aiming to land at the exact same place, the moon's south pole, but failed. Russia's first moon mission in 47 years has failed. Russia's Luna 25 took off for the moon on August 10th, a whole 35 days after Chandrayaan-3 was launched into space, and was expected to reach the moon a day before Chandrayaan. Luna 25 spacecraft crashed into the moon after spinning into an uncontrolled orbit. Russia's space agency lost contact with Luna 25 after a technical issue in the spacecraft. Measures taken to locate Luna 25 were also unsuccessful. The Russian spacecraft was scheduled to land on Monday to explore southern pole of the moon, which scientists think could hold frozen water and precious elements. Luna 25 was expected to reach the moon in just 12 days, whereas Chandrayaan is taking 40 days. But why is that? Well, the most important factor is the weight. While Chandrayaan-3 weighs a whopping 3,900 kgs, the Luna 25 is much lighter, weighing just 1,750 kilograms. Now that Russia is out of the race to moon, all eyes are on India's Chandrayaan-3. After successful completion of India's moon mission, India will join an elite league of 3 nations, the United States, Russia and China, to make a soft landing on the moon. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, actor Prakash Raj has crossed the line. He mocked India's moon mission by tweeting a photograph of a man in a vest and a lungi pouring tea, calling it first images by Chandrayaan 3 from the moon. At a time when a billion hearts are praying for the spacecraft's soft landing and the success, Prakash Raj is mocking this mission. This comment hasn't gone down well with the netizens, with many of them slamming him for his blind hatred and for mocking India's moon mission. Prakash Raj in the past also has been called out for his political opinions. He had taken a chaiwala dig in the past and had been called out for the same.
प्रकाश राज हो या कोई विपक्ष के, इन लोगों ने भारत की हर उपलब्धि को छोटा बताने की कोशिश की है। ये देश के प्रधानमंत्री को, मोदी जी को छोटा करते करते भारत के 125 करोड़ लोगों की उपलब्धियों को छोटा कर रहे हैं। चंद्रयान की जो उपलब्धि है वो भारत के लिए गौरवमयी है और उसको बार बार छोटा करना, भारत की उपलब्धियों को छोटा करना, तो मैंने जैसे पहले कहा, ये विपक्ष जो है फ्रस्ट्रेटेड है और किसी भी सूरत में मोदी जी को छोटा दिखाना चाहता है।
ये जो हमारे जो कोई समाज में रहने वाले जो विरोधी लोग हैं, इनको मोदी जी के बारे में पर्सनल द्वेष है। वो कुछ भी काम करते हैं, सुबह उठ के रात के सोने तक उनको सिर्फ मोदी फोबिया हो गया है। इसलिए मोदी फोबिया होने के वजह से दिन और रात, मतलब जितना अपना बीवी का नाम लेंगे नहीं उतने ज़्यादा मोदी जी का नाम ले लेंगे। इसलिए उनके बातों पे ज़्यादा ध्यान देने की जरूरत नहीं है।
वो ठीक नहीं है, वो देश का मामला है और चंद्रयान अगर चांद तक पहुंच पाता है और लैंड करता है तो ये भारत की दुनिया के अंदर इज्जत बढ़ाएगा। इस पे किसी तरीके की टिप्पणी नहीं करनी चाहिए थी।
It's time for a quick commercial break here. We're getting you much more news in just a minute.
सन्नी पाजी के साथ इट वॉज अमेजिंग वर्किंग विद हिम। ही बिकम्स ए डिफरेंट पर्सन जब ही स्टार्ट कैमरा एक्शन। मैं बोलता हूँ आपको धाड़ एक तरफ बाकी सब एक तरफ ले। ऐसा यूज किया कि यूज भी नहीं किया, यूज भी कर दिया। शायद वेडनेसडे को जाके देखूंगा।
Hello everyone, this is Anita Brito in conversation with the one and only Shyam Kaushal. Hello sir, कैसे हो आप?
हेलो, नमस्कार जी।
Firstly very good morning आपको। थैंक यू हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए आज।
थैंक यू, इट इज माय प्लेजर। आप लोग
आज स्पेशली हम मिले हैं बहुत सारी चीजों के बारे में बात करने के लिए आपसे। सो फर्स्ट लेट मी बिगिन बाय आस्किंग यू, इट्स बीन 43 years for you. हमने वो छोटा सा आपका क्लिप भी देखा ऑनलाइन जो आपने डाला था and it really touched me. So I want to start by asking, how has been your journey this 43 years? What were the highlights of this journey?
मतलब ऐसा मैं देखूं तो सिर्फ एक ही बोल सकता हूँ, भगवान का जितना शुक्रिया अदा करूँ कम है। क्योंकि 43 ईयर्स पहले जब भी मैं गांव से आके पहले 1 साल जॉब किया, जॉब में कुछ नहीं कर पाया, तो फिर मैं स्टंटमैन बना तो मेरे को मालूम नहीं था जर्नी कहाँ पे लेके जाएगी। मैं तो सर्वाइवल के लिए स्टंटमैन बन गया था, पैसे मिलेंगे, रोटी मिलेगी, तो रहने की कोई जगह नहीं थी। पर आगे ऐसे जैसा भगवान ने डेस्टिनी चाहा तो अच्छे लोग मिलते गए, रास्ता दिखता गया, थोड़ा सीखने को मिला। फिर करते करते 90 में एक्शन डायरेक्टर बन गया, फिर अच्छे लोग मिले, अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करने का मौका मिला, सीखने का मौका मिला।
1990 में आपने पहली साउथ मलयालम फिल्म
की थी,
उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए। एंड देन नाउ यू स्टिल कंटिन्यू डूइंग साउथ फिल्म्स, जैसे अभी रिसेंटली पोनी सेल्वन भी आपने किया था, 1 and 2 बोथ आई थिंक। तो प्लीज उसके बारे में बताइए, वो साउथ जर्नी आपकी।
जैसे मैं डेस्टिनी पे बहुत विश्वास करता हूँ कि ना, जैसा मैं स्टंटमैन भी बना, इट वाज डेस्टिनी। कुछ लोग जहाँ पे पेइंग गेस्ट रहता था मिल गए लड़के पंजाबी, उन्होंने स्टंटमैन बना दिया। फिर ये एक्शन डायरेक्टर भी 90 में, मैं तो एज ए स्टंटमैन शूटिंग कर रहा था एक दिन, तो एक प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर थे, पहचानते थे, फ़ोन होते नहीं थे। मैं उधर चौल में रहता था, आदर्श नगर में, तो वहाँ पे मेरे घर पे जाके मालूम किया मैं कहाँ पे शूटिंग कर रहा हूँ। तो फिल्मस्तान में था, तो रात को तंबी का ना हम डायरेक्टर जो थे इंद्रजालम के, उनको लेके आ गए मेरे पास। तो उनको क्या था, उनके एक्शन डायरेक्टर आने वाले थे केरला से, वो बीमार पड़ गए, तो उनको नेक्स्ट डे एक्शन शूट करना था। तो तंबी कनाथ हम जी क्या थे, उनको मलयाली यूनिट था, तो उनको हिंदी नहीं आती थी, उनको चाहिए था जो आदमी इंग्लिश जिसको आती हो। तो मेरी उस टाइम पहली बार पढ़ाई काम आई कि मैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में MA किया था। तो
moment? Tired, down in the dumps. You can't pull yourself out of bed. You can't wait for the working week to get over. You're feeling tired all the time. Your appetite has gone for a toss. These are symptoms of chronic stress. Undoubtedly, stress is the culprit. In this week's episode of Health 360, we are decoding stress and also offering you solutions. I'm Sneha Murdani. This week, Health 360 is collaborating with the India Today magazine to bring you this story on stress. We decode stress. We talk about what are the reasons for stress and what exactly is it doing to our bodies. Stress is turning our lives upside down. Take a look.
Sharp stabbing pain at the back of neck, constant headache, excessive sleepiness. Many of us are only starting to discover what stress is doing to our bodies.
This is the most embarrassing day of my life. It's not.
A few years ago, ABC News anchor Dan Harris had a panic attack on air.
I knew with rock solid certainty.
Have you ever felt like Dan? Anxious, breathless, and a sense of panic. Just panicky for no good reason. Well, the culprit really is stress here.
Yet people do not recognize stress as a problem until it begins to tell on them.
When there is more than the normal tolerable stress, then all these factors, high cholesterol, high sugar which is produced, high blood pressure, increased heart rate, and the spasm of the arteries of the heart also lay a foundation for developing heart blockages.
Doctors say the curtains have scarcely come down on the COVID pandemic, then India seems to be in the grip of another epidemic, a silent one at that, brought on by stress. In a survey of 10,000 Indians conducted in December 2020 by the Center of Healing, a mental health service platform based in Delhi, 74% of the respondents reported stress and 88% anxiety. Nearly 70% of the therapists surveyed documented an increase in the number of patient visits. 55% said there had been an increase in first-time clients after the pandemic. Stress is no stranger to humankind. It is perhaps as old as existence itself. The human body is primed both to recognize it and to deal with it through a combination of responses that make up what is called the flee or fight mechanism. It is the overreaction to stress where things start to go wrong.
It doesn't even feel like a music video. It just feels like getting a window into two beautiful people just being themselves. Was that the whole concept behind it?
It is. I was thinking about it for a while to do something like that, and then just we just took a trip, shot a video, and I wanted to do more than. I wanted for my fans to be like, yo, I made this video for you, like for you guys, like it's just more like I can do this as well.
We don't need big budgets and those special effects and these big trunks. No. We can just go with a handycam and shoot something.
Not even handycam, iPhone. And I'm glad you liked the video because I thought I'm terrible at editing it. I was stressing out.
You proved yourself wrong.
Welcome back. We're going straight to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is issuing, in fact, a statement as far as the Rozgar Mela program of the government is concerned.
हमारे विश्वकर्मा साथियों के पारंपरिक कौशल को 21वीं सदी की जरूरतों के मुताबिक ढालने के लिए पीएम विश्वकर्मा योजना बनाई गई है। इस पर लगभग 13,000 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए जाएंगे। इससे 18 अलग अलग तरह के हुनर से जो परिवार जुड़े हुए हैं, ऐसे परिवारों को हर प्रकार की सहायता दी जाएगी, उनको लाभ होगा। इससे समाज का वो वर्ग लाभान्वित होगा जिनके महत्व की चर्चा तो होती थी, लेकिन उनकी स्थिति बेहतर करने का कभी ठोस प्रयास नहीं किया गया। विश्वकर्मा योजना के तहत लाभार्थियों को ट्रेनिंग के साथ ही आधुनिक टूल्स खरीदने के लिए वाउचर भी दिए जाएंगे। यानी पीएम विश्वकर्मा से युवाओं को अपना हुनर निखारने का और ज्यादा अवसर मिलेगा। साथियों, आज जो महानुभाव शिक्षक बन रहे हैं, उनसे मैं एक और बात करूंगा। आप सभी कड़ी मेहनत से यहां तक पहुंचे हैं। आगे भी आप सीखते रहने की प्रवृत्ति जारी रखें। आपकी मदद के लिए सरकार ने ऑनलाइन लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म आई गॉट कर्मयोगी तैयार किया है। इस सुविधा का ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाभ उठाने का प्रयास करें। मैं आपको और आपके परिवार के लोगों को इस नई सफलता के लिए, इस नई यात्रा के लिए, अब सपनों को सिद्ध करने का एक उत्तम अवसर मिला है, तब अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
Moments after taking oath as a new Rajya Sabha member, S. Jaishankar is hit out at Rahul Gandhi's LSE remark. As Jaishankar says, old habit of Rahul Gandhi to spread lies. Gandhi, remember, had claimed land grab by China in Ladakh. BJP has hit back, calls Rahul Gandhi a Chinese agent there.
सर, राहुल गांधी ने सवाल उठाया चाइना को लेकर के, किस तरीके से?
देखिए, वो तो राहुल गांधी की पुरानी आदत है, इसमें क्या नहीं है।
सर, राहुल गांधी ने सवाल उठाया चाइना को लेकर के, किस तरीके से?
देखिए, वो तो राहुल गांधी की पुरानी आदत है, इसमें क्या नहीं है।
सर, राहुल गांधी ने सवाल उठाया चाइना को लेकर के, किस तरीके से?
देखिए, वो तो राहुल गांधी की पुरानी आदत है, इसमें क्या नहीं है।
सर, राहुल गांधी ने सवाल उठाया चाइना।
S. Jaishankar there, in fact, saying this is an old habit of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, given that questions were raised by Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party yesterday and in the past as well, and not just by the Congress but by other opposition members also, about how India has given up land as far as the LSE is concerned and has ceded land to China. This is, in fact, an allegation that has been denied by the BJP-led central government several times in the past as well. And politics has also broken out over Gandhi's remarks on China's incursion at the Ladakh border. Rahul Gandhi was in fact in Ladakh and has claimed again that China has grabbed the grazing land at the border. The BJP has said these are lies being spoken by the Gandhi sign. BJP has in fact gone all guns blazing at the MP from Wayanad BJP MP Ravi Shankar Prasad has also hit out at Gandhi for allegedly levelling these allegations. Minister Anurag Thakur too has hit out to the Congress and highlighted that it was the Congress actually which never fulfilled the demand raised by the people of Ladakh. Other parties have jumped in the ongoing war of words between the BJP and the Congress. Uddhav Camp's MP Sanjay Raut backed the claims made by Gandhi. Lok Janshakti chief Chirag Paswan urged Gandhi to produce evidence if he has information about China's incursion.
मुझे लगता है कि राहुल गांधी जी को एक बार इतिहास उठा करके ये पढ़ लेना चाहिए कि उनके नाना के ज़माने में कितनी ज़मीन गई थी, उनकी दादी के ज़माने में कितनी ज़मीन गई थी, उनके पिताजी के समय में कितनी गई थी, और जो गई थी जिसकी वो चर्चा कर रहे हैं वो उसी समय की गई हुई थी। ये एक बार इतिहास उठा करके पढ़ लीजिए। नरेंद्र मोदी जी का भारत है, यहाँ 1 इंच तो छोड़ दीजिए, आँख उठा करके भी भारत की सीमा की तरफ देखने वाले की हम आँखें निकाल लेंगे, और ये हमने करके दिखाया।
सबसे ज़्यादा जो लद्दाख में ज़मीन गई वो तो नेहरू जी के शासनकाल में गई। एक कदम तक नहीं उठाया, इतनी सरकारें थी कांग्रेस की। आप ना सेना पे मानते हैं, ना आप इस पे जवाब दे देते कि हज़ारों स्क्वायर किलोमीटर चले गए, लेकिन किसी की सुनी सुनाई पे आप कहते हो ये तथ्य है, तो ये तो राहुल गांधी जी की सोच के ऊपर में ज़्यादा प्रश्न उठेगा। उन कितने वो परिपक्व इस चीज़ों को और क्या उनका व्यवहार है, ये उस पर दर्शाता है।
देखिए, जहाँ तक कांग्रेस का सवाल है, उसने देश में इस प्रकार का वातावरण किया था। इस प्रकार के जो हमारे प्रदेश हैं, चाहे वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट है, चाहे लद्दाख है, उसको कभी ध्यान नहीं दिया। उसमें वही कारण है कि वहाँ पर ना कोई कॉलेज था, ना कोई यूनिवर्सिटी थी। खास कर अभी तो वो घूमने गए हुए हैं, कभी कश्मीर जा कर के एंजॉय करते हैं, देख रहे हैं कि हालात कितने बदले हैं, परिस्थितियाँ कितनी बदली हैं। कभी अभी लद्दाख जा रहे हैं, मौसम की देखने गए हैं, इससे ज़्यादा उनका कुछ नहीं है।
लद्दाख में भी पेंगवान लेक तक चीन ने अपना कब्जा बना लिया है, उसके एविडेंस भी सामने आए हैं। लेकिन अगर हमारे डिफेंस मिनिस्टर, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ये बात मानने को तैयार नहीं है, तो लगता है ये भारत माता के साथ एक प्रकार से हम लोग नाइंसाफी कर रहे। मैं बेईमानी नहीं बोलूँगा, नाइंसाफी कर रहे। और राहुल जी ने बात कही है कि चाइना ने अपनी जमीन कब्जे में लिया है, तो उसके ऊपर प्रधानमंत्री हो या डिफेंस मिनिस्टर हो, कोई लोगों को गुमराह करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सच बताइए, यही राहुल जी का कहना है।
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is on a visit to Ladakh, reiterated that China has taken away the land, India's land in fact, in this area. This has triggered massive political slugfest. Take a look at this detailed report.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Ladakh visit has raked up the China issue to attack Narendra Modi government. Rahul questioned the issue of border security. He accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of making false claims about China not occupying the Indian territory.
यहाँ पे तो सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि चाइना की सेना घुसी है और इनकी जो पहले जो ग्रेजिंग लैंड होती थी वो ले गए हैं, वहाँ ये जा नहीं सकते हैं। तो यहाँ तो क्लियरली सब लोग कह रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा 1 इंच ज़मीन नहीं गई, मगर वो सच नहीं है। तो ये तो यहाँ आप किसी से भी पूछ लीजिए, वो आपको बता देंगे।
Rahul Gandhi quoted claims by locals about the Chinese menace.
Over here the concern is of course the land that has been taken away by China, and people here have been affected by it in a big way because their grazing lands have been taken away, and also lack of connectivity here, cellular connectivity. So.
The Congress party was quick to back Rahul Gandhi and his claims.
पूरा देश बोल रहा है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री को चीन को बचाना है। प्रधानमंत्री चीन को सर्टिफिकेट देना चाहते हैं। क्या मजबूरी है हमें नहीं मालूम। पूरा विश्व हैरान है कि प्रधानमंत्री किस तरह से चीन की ढाल बनकर खड़े हुए हैं।
The BJP government has countered Rahul Gandhi's claim and said that while the Nehru government was chanting Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, China was encroaching on Indian land.
जिस कांग्रेस पार्टी ने हिंदी चीन भाई भाई का माला जप के 45,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर भारत माता की धरती को चीन को दे दिया, अपने गिरेबान में झांके।
राहुल गांधी जी भारत को बदनाम करने में लगे हैं। केवल देश के अंदर नहीं कहते हैं, विदेश में भी जाके भारत के बारे में अनर्गल कहते हैं। दूसरी ओर उनकी चाइना के साथ क्या संपर्क है, इस देश की लोगों को मालूम है। चाइना की वकालत करने वाले लोग भारत में घड़ियाली आंसू बहा रहे हैं।
The BJP, which had earlier mocked Rahul Gandhi's bike trip as an advertisement of Narendra Modi's road infrastructure project in Ladakh, was quick to hit back.
Rahul Gandhi, why is it that whenever you visit the border areas, you say something, you offer a propaganda to China against India?
The government in the past has hit back at Rahul Gandhi over meeting the Chinese envoy during the LAC confrontation with China.
Now I ask people, if we were being accommodative, who sent the Indian army to the LAC? Rahul Gandhi didn't send them. Narendra Modi sent them. Okay? We have today the largest peacetime deployment in our history on the China border. Okay? And we are keeping troops there at a huge cost with great effort.
This political war comes just ahead of a possibility of Chinese President Xi Jinping sharing the stage with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the BRICS summit in South Africa. With Ashraf Wani in Ladakh, Bureau Report, India Today.
We have more news coming in. Well, a day after attacking the Congress over schools and the quality of schools in Chhattisgarh, which is ruled by the Congress party, Arvind Kejriwal says will attend the India camp meeting. Arvind Kejriwal, national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, has confirmed that will be at the opposition's meeting. It's going to take place in Mumbai. Listening to what the Delhi Chief Minister and national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party said.
का थोड़ा बता दें, काफी चर्चा चल रही है कि मुंबई में जो ऑपोजिशन इंडिया को लेकर क्या स्टैंड है।
सो जाएंगे मुंबई में, जो भी बनेगी रणनीति आप लोगों को बताएंगे। वहाँ पे
का थोड़ा बता दें, काफी चर्चा चल रही है कि मुंबई में जो ऑपोजिशन इंडिया को लेकर क्या स्टैंड है।
सो जाएंगे मुंबई में, जो भी बनेगी रणनीति आप लोगों को बताएंगे। वहाँ पे
Pankaj has more details on that story. Pankaj, in fact, questions are being raised as to what really is the equation between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, given that Arvind Kejriwal minced really no words, while criticizing the functioning of schools in Chhattisgarh, which is in fact run by the Congress, where the Congress government is in place.
बिल्कुल, देखिए ये सस्पेंस लगातार बना हुआ है और इंडिया टुडे के सवाल पर ही अरविंद केजरीवाल ने इस बात की हामी भरी कि वो मुंबई में बैठक करने के लिए जाएंगे। इससे पहले आपने देखा कितनी लंबी लड़ाई चली, तनाव सा हो गया। अलका लामा ने बयान दिया कि दिल्ली की 7 सीटों पर चुनाव लड़ने के लिए तैयारी करने के लिए कहा गया। हालांकि बाद में उस बयान का खंडन किया गया और आम आदमी पार्टी ने ये स्टेटमेंट रिलीज किया था कि अब जो मुंबई में मीटिंग होने वाली है ऑपोजिशन इंडिया की, उसमें शामिल होने का कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है। ऐसी स्थिति में अब अरविंद केजरीवाल का ये जो बयान सामने आया है ये काफी अहम है, क्योंकि अब ये स्पष्ट हो गया है कि कोई सस्पेंस नहीं है। आम आदमी पार्टी जो है वो पार्टिसिपेट करेगी अपकमिंग ऑपोजिशन इंडिया मीटिंग में। साथ ही अरविंद केजरीवाल ने कल और उससे एक दिन पहले मध्य प्रदेश और छत्तीसगढ़ का दौरा किया और वहां पे जो कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट है, बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट है मध्य प्रदेश में, उन पे लगातार हमला बोला। तो इस तरह के तनाव के बीच कांग्रेस की तरफ से भी जिस तरह से सवाल खड़े किए जा रहे हैं कि क्या आप ऑपोजिशन इंडिया के साथ हैं या नहीं है, वही सवाल जो दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी खड़े कर रही थी वही अब कांग्रेस कर रही है। तो ये जो कहीं ना कहीं तनाव है ये देखना होगा कि ये अब कंटिन्यू रहेगा या नहीं रहेगा। साथ ही ऑपोजिशन इंडिया मीटिंग के दौरान भी क्या ये इशू दोनों पॉलिटिकल पार्टियों की तरफ से रेस किए जाएंगे या नहीं किए जाएंगे।
शुक्रिया हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए पंकज। गेटिंग us that report, confirmation there from the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party that he indeed will be a part of the meeting of the India Alliance in Mumbai on the 31st of August. Internal differences have now become the biggest sticking point for the opposition's India Alliance. Hitting out at Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, the Congress party leader Alka Lamba called him a Mahathug. The fresh strain in the ties came on the back of our convener Arvind Kejriwal's election campaign in Chhattisgarh. Here is a detailed report.
history of the anti-Narendra Modi political bloc, India is once again under the lens. The Congress party and the Aam Aadmi party are locked in yet another fight. After Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal launched a scathing attack on the ruling Congress party in the poll-bound state of Chhattisgarh, questioning the schools run by Bhupesh Baghel government,
76 साल में एक भी दूसरी पार्टी को मैंने ऐसी पार्टी को नहीं देखा जो आपके आके कहे कि आपके स्कूल बनवा दूंगा इसलिए वोट दे दो, आपके लिए अस्पताल बनवा दूंगा इसलिए वोट दे दो। एक भी पार्टी आज तक नहीं आई। अकेली पार्टी है जो मुद्दों की बात करती है।
Alka Lamba is now said that Arvind Kejriwal is a Mahathug. She also spoke about the fact that 2 mantris of the Delhi government are facing corruption charges and are currently in jail. Alka Lamba had earlier claimed that Congress will fight Aam Aadmi Party in all the Delhi 7 Lok Sabha seats.
कुल आदेश हुआ है कि हमें 7 सीटों पर मजबूत संगठन के साथ हर नेता को आज से अभी से निकलना है कि जिसकी दिल्ली उसका देश होता है। ये दिल्ली का इतिहास बताता है, इसलिए कहा गया कि बिल्कुल 7 पर तैयारी रखनी है।
The Unity Show of India Alliance has seen multiple hiccups, with constituents Aam Aadmi Party and Congress Party often crossing swords.
हाँ भाई, बाकी स्कूल तो उसमें मेरे ख्याल से जंगलों में पढ़ रहा था बाकी हिंदुस्तान में। कम से कम एक आध उनको अस्पताल दिखा दो। हो सकता है वो अस्पताल ना हो, अंदर कुछ और हो, बाहर कांग्रेस ने झूठ बोलने के लिए अस्पताल नाम लिख दिया हो। जिस स्कूल में खुद केजरीवाल पढ़े थे वो स्कूल नहीं होगा, कुछ और होगा।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने जो दिल्ली को विकसित किया, दिल्ली को अच्छे स्कूल, अच्छे कॉलेज, अच्छे यूनिवर्सिटीज़ दी हैं, अच्छे हॉस्पिटल दिए हैं, 24 घंटे बिजली पानी दी है, युवाओं को बिना खर्ची पर्ची के रोजगार दिया है। अब पूरा देश चाहता है कि वो सुविधाएं पूरे देश के अंदर मिलें।
The BJP has been gleefully watching the war within the anti-Modi alliance, mocking its chances of survival.
And this is the first Rajnaitik Nikah in which the triple talaq is happening even before the Nikah has been finalized. Aam Aadmi Party and Congress Party are already at loggerheads, and therefore this is an alliance without any neta, without any niti. It only has no confidence amongst each other.
The internal strife in India bloc has also spread down south. In Kerala, the Congress attacked the ruling left government for financial mismanagement. Congress's K.C. Venugopal said Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi can't be blamed for poor governance.
Wherever the necessity is needed, he is intervening with the central government. He is ready to cooperate with the Kerala government for betterment of Kerala. But these people are doing politics. The entire Kerala government is doing politics. On the part of that politics only, they are blaming Rahul Gandhi.
Will the internal waggling in India camp translate into advantage BJP? Bureau Report, India Today.
More news coming in. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has suspended the Delhi rapist Babu, ordering the Chief Secretary, in fact, to submit a report by 5 p.m. this evening. Cops demand arrest of the Delhi rapist bureaucrat. Arvind Kejriwal has indicated that they have, in fact, sought a probe report by 5 p.m. today itself.
उसको मैंने आदेश दिए हैं चीफ सेक्रेटरी को कि उसको सस्पेंड किया जाए तुरंत प्रभाव से जब तक इंक्वायरी वगैरह चल रही हैं, और शाम 5 बजे तक मैंने इसके ऊपर एक विस्तृत रिपोर्ट मांगी। मैं पुलिस से वो करूंगा, अपील करूंगा कि उसको तुरंत गिरफ्तार किया जाए। उसको मैंने आदेश दिए हैं चीफ सेक्रेटरी को कि उसको सस्पेंड किया जाए तुरंत प्रभाव से जब तक इंक्वायरी वगैरह चल रही हैं, और शाम 5 बजे तक मैंने इसके ऊपर एक विस्तृत रिपोर्ट मांगी।
Shreya is getting us more details on that, Shreya. The Delhi government forced to act after India Today reported on this man first, the manner in which he continues to be absconding. However, the Chief Minister says, I want a detailed report this evening itself by 5.
Well, absolutely so, Sneha. After the expose by India Today unmasking the Delhi government official Pramodai Khaka, who's actually been accused for raping a minor, impregnating her, and then her wife also being part of the criminal conspiracy to actually get the minor aborted. This is a very heinous crime. And where I'm standing right now, this is the very residence of Pramodai Khaka, where allegedly the girl was also staying for 2 years during the time period to 2020 to 2021. Now, finally, the Delhi government is woken up. The Chief Minister has ordered a suspension of the Deputy Director of the WCD Ministry of Delhi and subsequently also asked for a probe report. But as we continue tracking the reports, Sneha, it's unfortunate that the man is still not arrested. 13th of August is when the FIR was registered, but it's 8 days that has been passed. But even now, not a sign of arrest. We are being told that today early morning, the family had left the residence. So it seems like that there was a sort of a safe passage that they have got, because despite an FIR on the 13th of August, for 8 long days, even the Delhi police failed to act to arrest this man.
Be with us, Shreya. I'm going to come back to you for more on that. Preeti, in fact, is also joining us for more details in that story. Preeti, if you could give us an idea about what really has happened in this case as far as the knowledge of the DCW chief, Swati Maliwal, is concerned. She's been saying that I didn't even know about this matter, and Delhi police is to be blamed instead for not, in fact, arresting this man immediately.
Well, Sneha, while the blame of not an arrest being made till now lies squarely on the shoulders of the Delhi police, and as an FIR, as Shreya was pointing out, was lodged on the 8th of August. Having said that, it's difficult to believe that the DCW chief, Swati Maliwal, had no idea that there was an FIR against somebody who works in her own department since the 8th of August. One needs to also, somewhere down the line, highlight the fact Swati Maliwal has been one of the few the heads of a women's rights body who's at least appearing perception-wise to do the right thing in most cases. However, when it has come to her own doorstep, and these are questions that need to be asked of the DCW, can the head of the DCW actually say she did not know? And especially at a time where an FIR was lodged against somebody from her own department, and over 10 days ago. The job of the Delhi police is separate. Yes, the Delhi police needed to have acted very quickly and needed to have made that arrest. But somebody like a Swati Maliwal, the chief of the DCW, where, she's always been so very vocal about so many incidents, and rightly so. And she's always seemed to have acted in the right manner. So one thing that needs to be echoed again is why the silence from the DCW chief. And why do I say that is, if an FIR has been registered on the 8th of August from somebody from their own department, what did public property demand? That the DCW chief hold a press conference, keep everything above board. The sheer fact that this information had to leak to the press for it to make the news that it has made. If 10 days ago, the DCW chief had admittedly said that there is a heinous crime that has taken place in her own department by somebody from her own department, and she's urging the Delhi police to take quick action, things would have been very different now. The onus would have been squarely on the shoulders of the Delhi police. It still lies there. But somewhere down the line, questions need to be raised. Why wasn't it red flagged earlier? Are we to believe that the DCW chief did not know that her own employee was charged for the kind of crime that he is? It's improbable to believe.
All right, I'm going to thank you, Preeti, for getting us those details. Shreya also reporting that story from Ground Zero, thanking you for the moment. Shocker from the national capital that we've been reporting on, and India Today was the first to tell you about the Delhi government officer who raped and impregnated a 14-year-old girl. The man on your screens, Pramodaya Khaka, holds the position of Deputy Director of Delhi government's Department of Women and Child Development. He's now been suspended by the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. He raped his friend's minor daughter several times between 2020 and 21. The official who raped the minor was her guardian. Not just this, when the survivor discovered that she was pregnant, she confided in the deputy director's wife, but instead of reporting the crime, his wife gave her abortion pills. The wife has also been booked for criminal conspiracy for her alleged involvement in the crime. After India Today's relentless reporting and in a big impact, Delhi Chief Minister suspended the accused from the post of the Deputy Director and sought a report on the same.
ये हमारे पास थाना बुराड़ी के इलाके के चलते नॉर्थ डिस्ट्रिक्ट में
एक कंप्लेंट मिलती है जिसमें जो हमारी विक्टिम है 17 इयर्स ओल्ड गर्ल हैं, इनके फादर की डेथ हुई है 2020 में अक्टूबर में। उसके बाद इनका जो ये मास कम्यून होता है वहाँ पर इनके एक अंकल लगते हैं, ये मामा ही कहती हैं उनको, तो उनके पास इनकी मदर ने, क्योंकि वो घर में थोड़ा शी सबमिट्स ऑफ की कोई टेंशन वगैरह थी, तो वहाँ भेजा। 2-3 महीने का उन दिनों का नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी का जो है गलत एक्ट का ये वहाँ शिकायत रही है। ये जो इसकी जो मामी ये कह सकते हैं, जो इनके जो लोकल गार्डियन थे उनकी वाइफ, इसको इसने बताया, तो शी टोल्ड ऑफ द रॉन्ग एक्ट ऑफ हर लोकल गार्डियन, जो हमारा अभी अक्यूज्ड है, जो लेटर फाउंड आउट टू बी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर इन वुमेन चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट में है। वो जो उनकी वाइफ थी उन्होंने इसको अबॉर्शन पिल्स भी दी हैं। उसके बाद में ये इसके मदर को इसने बताया, तो वो यहाँ अपने घर पे ले आई। थोड़ा स्ट्रेस, पैनिक, टेंशन में रहती थी। अभी ऑफ लेट अगस्त में फर्स्ट वीक में जब ज़्यादा पैनिक अटैक हुए तो इनको हॉस्पिटल में लेकर गई इनकी मदर। तो डायग्नोस के दौरान जो साइकेट्रिस्ट हैं उन्होंने जब अपना इनकी काउंसलिंग और इनकी जो मीडिएशन करी है उसमें ये बात निकल के आई है। डॉक्टर साहब ने पूरा कंफर्म करते हुए ये बताया है कि इस तरीके से इनका एक्ट हुआ है। इनकी स्टेटमेंट पे हमने पॉक्सो और जो रिलेटिव सेक्शंस हैं उसके चलते इस पे केस दर्ज किया है।
एक ऑफिसर जो WCD में ही काम करता था, जो महिलाओं के अधिकारों के ऊपर काम करता था, वही एक छोटी बच्ची को जिस समय उसने ये रेप करना शुरू किया वो 14 साल की थी, आज वो 16 साल की है। और वो और उसकी बीवी मिलकर एक तो इलीगली उसको अपने पास रखा हुआ था। दिल्ली सरकार क्या सोई हुई थी? लास्ट 2 साल से वो ये कर रहा था। और जब बच्ची सामने आई, दिल्ली सरकार का एम्प्लॉय अगर ये खुद कर रहा है और वो DCW के साथ काम कर रहा था, तो DCW जो कि हर दूसरे के काम में अपने आप को इन्वॉल्व करती है, वो कहाँ थी जब ये सब हो रहा था? उनका खुद का एम्प्लॉय ये कर रहा था। ये बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन दिल्ली सरकार के ऊपर भी आते हैं।
प्राथमिक रूप से हमको जो जानकारी प्राप्त हुई है उसके अनुसार बच्चे के पिता की मृत्यु होने के बाद एक चर्च के माध्यम से बच्चे का परिवार और ये आरोपी डिप्टी डायरेक्टर आपस में संपर्क में आए। उसके बाद बच्चे को इस डिप्टी डायरेक्टर के घर पे रखा गया। यहाँ पे प्रोसीजरल लैप्स इस मामले में दिख रहा है कि उसकी सारी जानकारी बाल स्वराज पोर्टल पे NCPCR के दर्ज होनी चाहिए। अभी तक हमको पूरे तरीके से भरे हुए जो फॉर्म हैं उसमें इस बच्चे की जानकारी नहीं मिली है। किस प्रकार बिना चाइल्ड वेलफेयर कमेटी के ऑर्डर के एक बच्चे को उसके बायोलॉजिकल मदर से लेकर के दूसरे आदमी तक भेज दिया गया, इसमें इस चर्च की भूमिका भी संदिग्ध है जिसने ऐसा करवाया।
The chief of the Delhi Commission for Women has said that she didn't even know of the case until it came to light today. She pinned the entire blame on Delhi police, asking as to why the man in question, the rapist bureaucrat, has not been arrested yet. India Today grilled Swati Maliwal.
I think it's a very scary case and strongest action needs to be taken against him. I think first and foremost Delhi police has to be held accountable as to why no arrests have been made. So we have issued a notice to the Delhi police. We are also issuing a notice to the government because we wish to understand, one is of course this means a person needs to be suspended, which the government has already done. But at the same time we wish to understand as to where all was he posted in his 20 or plus years of service and what all sensitive posts did he handle and what kind of complaints were received against him during this process, because it's very crucial to reinvestigate these matters in the light of this current very horrific case that has come up. You see, this girl is a 16-year-old girl. She's a minor. She has been raped as well as when she got pregnant. There are very serious allegations that this man and his wife tried to abort the baby, which has resulted in the complete deterioration of the health of the girl. So this is a very serious case. This man, who is working in the Women and Child Development Ministry, is supposed to be the protector of women and girls in the capital as well as in the country. There are women and girls who approach him in order to make sure that their works are done, and he must be having access to a lot of sensitive places, probably even shelter homes. So his conduct needs to be examined, and at the same time I really feel that some mechanism has to be created, because a government officer, these are permanent posts. That person has become a government officer probably 2 decades back. What action was taken on a yearly basis? What kind of an investigation was done? Whether this person is even prepared to handle the sensitive role that he has been given.
Survival in this case is still under, trauma, shock, and still under observation. How do you think that we should pursue this now, this case particularly, and is there a need of the hour to, to run some programs to create awareness, to gender sensitize at least government employees, and particularly, who are related to women and child, communities?
No, absolutely. There is a very urgent need to make sure that all officers, especially those working in sensitive departments, they need to be gender sensitized. But I don't think that a person who has a criminal mindset, somebody who can actually rape a minor girl, can be improved by any gender sensitization. So I think that there needs to be much deeper checks, because when you issue notices to governments or to the police for that matter, and you ask them that how many gender sensitization programs have you done, there is a long list of these gender sensitization programs which are probably many times done just for formality. But how does that lead to making sure that not a criminal minded person is not appointed in sensitive positions? So I think a mechanism needs to be done, and we are investigating the matter. We will look into it, and we'll be giving recommendations to the government on this issue, because it's very serious. It's very scary that over these years, probably he had access to, I don't know how, thousands of girls and women, and maybe he violated them as well. So investigation has to be done.
It's time for a quick break. Here on the other side of this short commercial break, we're getting you all the details of the massive political blame game that has started over the Delhi officer allegedly raping a teenager that he was taking care of in the city.
Southern states Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are locked in a bitter war over Kaveri river water.
ಗುರುವಾರ 11 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ all party meeting.
Amid mounting pressure from opposition parties against releasing Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu, Karnataka government has called an all-party meet. The Siddaramaiah government has also invited senior Karnataka MPs for the meet, which will be held on Wednesday 11 a.m. at the Vidhana Saudha.
Rains have been not so good. Ultimately, I think the flow has come down in all the reservoirs. So we want to discuss this issue and on witness it. We have called all party meetings.
Meanwhile, JDS has slammed the all-party meet, saying Karnataka had already compromised by releasing water to Tamil Nadu even before the Supreme Court verdict.
ಆ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರೆದೇನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 112 ಅಡಿನೋ 113 ಅಡಿನೋ ನೀರಿದ್ದನ್ನ 107ಕ್ಕೋ 105ಕ್ಕೋ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕತ್ತೀಗ. ಮಳೆ ಆಗದೆ ಇದ್ರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಜಾಗ್ರತೆ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಹೊತ್ತು ಕರೆದು ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಈಗ ಕರೆದು ಏನು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಮೊದಲು ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾನೂನಿನ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಫೆಡರಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವಾದ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ
The water dispute erupted after the Stalin government moved Supreme Court, urging the release of 36,000 million cubic feet water from Karnataka's reservoirs for the month of September.
There is a Kaveri Management Authority. Neither the Tamil Nadu state nor the Karnataka state can take any decision on that. They work for their people and we care for our people. So it is politically, it is a quite natural thing, but still there is an authority and there is a decision as to how to share waters between the two states. It's already finalized and it is there.
Karnataka has now released 10,000 million cubic feet of water to Tamil Nadu. It has maintained that it can't release any more water as it needed to fulfill its needs like drinking water and standing crops in the Kaveri Basin areas, citing monsoon deficit. The Siddaramaiah government has directed the Advocate General to file the state's appeal before the Supreme Court on Monday. While the politics and protests continue, the top court will now decide on how much water needs to be shared between the states. Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. Massive political blame game over the accused officer in Delhi. BJP netas and Delhi mantris are up in arms over whose babu is he. Slamming the centre, the Delhi minister here, Saurabh Bharadwaj, has said all the officers in the national capital come under the centre and that it is Modi government who missed taking action against the accused officer. He's also raked up Brij Bhushan's case, highlighting even how he roamed free in spite of being booked for sexual harassment. But hearing into Arvind Kejriwal, the BJP said the officer belonged to the Delhi government and that AAP is shielding him. Though accused Khaka has been suspended, he is yet to be arrested for the gruesome act.
पूरे समाज को हिला देने वाली घटना है। हालांकि इसके अंदर अभी तक कार्रवाई हो जानी चाहिए थी, मगर क्योंकि कार्रवाई नहीं हुई तो अब मुख्यमंत्री जी ने स्वयं इस अधिकारी को सस्पेंड करने के आदेश मुख्य सचिव को दिए हैं और मुख्य सचिव को कहा है कि आप 5 बजे तक इनको सस्पेंड करके इसकी रिपोर्ट दें। ये बहुत घटिया।
And we have some news just coming in. The Asia Cup squad has just been announced for Team India. Sources have told us KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer and have made, in fact, a comeback. These are details that we have. This far, as far as the squad is concerned, the Asia Cup squad 2023 is concerned.
Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya as the vice captain, Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah. Slow. Oh. Still getting used to it. Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan, Hardik Pandya as the vice captain, Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, and Prasidh Krishna. And Sanju Samson will be the backup travelling player. It's a 17-man squad.
Have you settled? Have you noted down the squad?
Yep.
Okay, we'll take one question at a time. We'll start from this side. Anyone has a follow-up question, please raise your hand again, and we'll come back to you if the time permits. We'll start. Okay, please. First question.
I just want to know from the squad that you've announced, how close are you to finalizing your World Cup squad?
I mean, it's really a no-brainer. We've picked these 18 guys, so it'll be in and around those guys. That there's few important guys who are coming back from injury. Hopefully, all goes well with them. They've got a few games now, in the Asia Cup. So yeah, it'll be close between these guys. But fortunately, we have some more time. 5th is the deadline, and we'll get to look at the players. There's a short camp followed by a couple of games before we announce the actual squad. But yeah, it'll obviously be around these guys only. Yeah, it's but obvious.
Rohit, my question is to you that how you see the role of the Hardik as a proper all-rounder or a proper batsman in the particular Asian conditions? Like Hardik, as you see him a proper batsman or a particular all-rounder who can be for the slots, all the shots. Like he can come in at any number from 5 to 8.
Yes, he can, and we have seen it over the years what he does. So uska jo role hai, it is going to be same. To bowl overs, bat the way he bats, and then field. There's nothing different that we want to ask him to do. What he does is probably what is required for us, and if he keeps doing that, I think the team will be very well balanced.
Rohit, still Asia Cup left before the World Cup, but you think the lead up to the World Cup so far has been good enough and you go into the big tournament as hosts, as favourites?
No, I mean, honestly, I don't believe that thought process of being favourites and underdogs and things like that. You just have to play well to win the tournament, to win games. It is as simple as that. It is for outside world to create that scenarios, situations, underdogs, favourites. You have to play well. All oppositions will be here to compete, and they'll be here to compete hard. We know that. We do understand that. And, it can give you a little bit of advantage playing in your own conditions to know the conditions better. That's all. Nothing more than that. Even, a lot of these guys, the outside teams, they play in India a lot. They are very much aware of the conditions as well these days now. So there's, again, no such thing as being favourites or underdogs and things like that. I think as far as our prep is concerned, I think, this is, the right tournament for us to go and perform well, test ourselves, try and put ourselves under pressure, and respond to that pressure. That is how it is going to be. And that's how, it has been before the World Cups for all of us, even previous years as well. So it's all about just collecting everyone's thought and getting together as a group and getting the job done.
Ajit, could you talk about Tilak's inclusion? He's also part of the Asian Games T20 squad, which clashes with the start of the World Cup. Given that this is a 17-member squad, is it about giving exposure here, or do you see him as a real chance of even making the World Cup?
Yeah, look, I mean, like you said, he's part of the Asian Games. This isn't the World Cup squad. If he does make it, then that's irrelevant. So, yeah, but we've got the luxury of picking 17 right now. So, fortunately, we could give him. We saw some real promise. We've obviously known the potential in the West Indies. We saw some real promise in terms of not just performances but the temperament. And it gives us an opportunity to take him with the team, give him, like you said, some more exposure. Left-hander again, and looks very promising. So, fortunately, we can take 17 here. It'll be 15 in the World Cup. So, when the time comes, we'll probably make that decision. But at the moment, it at least gives us an opportunity, gives the coach and the captain an opportunity to have him with the squad.
Hi. KL Rahul और श्रेयस अय्यर की फिटनेस को लेकर जब आप लोग सिलेक्शन कमेटी में थे तो लेटेस्ट अपडेट क्या थी और क्या अब वो कमेटी मैच पे कभी तक पहुंच गए?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल. I think दोनों का long term sort of serious injuries. I think Shreyas is been declared completely fit. I think Rahul ka last kuch dinon mein, not his original injury, but there is a niggle that unko hai. That's why Sanju is at the moment travelling. But the physios, I'm sure you all will get a report at some stage. He's expected to. We are all expecting him to be fit. If not at the start of the Asia Cup, maybe the second or third game. That's at the moment the diagnosis. But he's all well on track. But Shreyas has been past fit, which is good news. Two important players for us here, and we still don't pick the team. हम लोग 5 तारीख तक World Cup की team pick नहीं करनी, so gives us more time.
रोहित, सवाल आपसे ये कि नंबर 4 को लेकर काफी पजल चल रहा है, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, क्या बातचीत हुई है नंबर 4 को लेकर, क्योंकि अब एशिया कप फिर उसके बाद वर्ल्ड कप.
We've got guys who can bat at number 4. It's not about number 4. It's about top 3 and then there onwards, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get the job done. It's not just one position who can win us the game or win us the tournament. I think it's about the entire unit, batting unit coming together and getting the job done. There have been challenges, guys have been put under pressure and things like that, which is a good thing. But unfortunately, we've had few injuries along the line, so we had to try and see the other players in that position, try and rotate. There were a lot of players who missed out because of workload management and stuff like that, so we had to get someone else. And at the same time, try and, see what combination suits you. We tried Aksar at number 4, being a left-hander, go and play freely, things like that. So we've tried stuff, and once we get into the World Cup, we want to be rest assured that this is what we want to do. We've got 6 and 3, 9 ODIs, I guess, before we play our first game, plus the two practice games as well. So there's a lot of games that we have that we can give these guys to go and bat and make that position their own.
Ajit, a question to you and our question for Captain Mahal. Ajit, एक तो केएल राहुल के आपने फिटनेस की बात की, हम सब जानते हैं वो विकेट कीपिंग भी कर रहे थे. Is he that fit कि वो वर्ल्ड कप में या फिर एशिया कप में विकेट कीपिंग कर पाएं? एंड रोहित, एक छोटा सा सवाल आपसे कि किस वक्त अगर हम बात करें इंडियन टीम की, तो इंडियन में कुछ ऐसे यंगस्टर हैं जो बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं. 2011 वर्ल्ड कप में ऐसे बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स थे जो बॉलिंग बैटिंग दोनों कर पा रहे थे. इस वक्त थोड़ा सा सीनियर प्लेयर्स में वैसा रोल हम नहीं देख रहे हैं. So do you see Indian team less prepared in terms of all-rounders caliber comparison, if we compare it with 2011 World Cup? Ajit?
You're answering the bowling one, I'll answer Rahul ka.
Rahul ka, yeah.
No, I think obviously Rahul plays as a wicketkeeper batsman, तो इसमें कोई और कोशिश वही है कि फर्स्ट मैच से फिट हो, और उम्मीद भी वही है क्योंकि दोनों की, जैसे मैंने कहा, लॉन्ग टर्म इंजरीज थी एंड देव डन रियली वेल ओवर द लास्ट फ्यू मंथ्स. फिट होने को जो भी मैच सिमुलेशन था या जो भी देव गॉन थ्रू, ये छोटा सा सेटबैक है केएल राहुल के लिए, लेकिन वी आर ऑल होपफुल कि ही विल बी ओके. बट जो आपका सवाल था, ऑब्वियसली कीपिंग बैटिंग करके उनका रोल है टीम में, बट ही इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर, नीडलेस टू से.
That was the team of 2011. They had the individuals who could bowl, who could bat. जो आपके पास अवेलेबल रहता है आपको उसी से काम चलाना पड़ता है, और हमारे पास जो अवेलेबल है, जो बेस्ट है, जो परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, हम उनको चांसेस देते हैं. यू कैन नॉट ओवरनाइट क्रिएट समवन हु कैन बोल in the team. It is not like that. All these guys are batters and they've scored runs. That is why they are part of the team. But hopefully, Sharma and Kohli can roll some arm over in the World Cup.
Yeah, we've convinced them.
Question?
Chairman or captain can answer. The question is, if Rahul supposedly doesn't get fit, Ishan Kishan has done so well in West Indies and they have opened the batting. We have two form openers, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. So where does Ishan Kishan fit in if he's playing in the first 11? In the middle order, because he has played as an opener and scored runs.
Yeah, look, I mean, Ajit honestly has just come into the picture, so he's not had a lot of conversation around what was happening before that. Obviously, he's joined us recently, so I've tried to keep him updated as much as I can. But look, one thing I want in this team is to make sure that everyone is okay to bat anywhere. That is one thing that we need to keep in mind. It's very critical moving forward as Team India, not just in this format but any format, because cricket is moving in a different direction. You need flexibility. You need guys who can step up at any position. No one should be in the team saying that, okay, no, I'm good at this position, I'm good at this position. We want guys to be able to bat anywhere they can, and that is the message that has been conveyed to every individual. Not now. It's been happening for last 2, 3, 4 years. So I know it's tough for you guys outside to understand कि ये 6 नंबर पे खेल रहा था कल, आज 4 पे क्यों खेल रहा है, बट उनको मैसेज दिया गया है, प्रिपेयर्ड किया गया है. This is international sport you are talking about. It's not a club cricket that we are talking about. They should be able to go and bat anywhere, wherever the team requires them to do it. So it's not like कि हम रात को सोते हैं ये पोजीशन बोल के प्लेयर को सुबह को चेंज कर देते हैं. ऐसा नहीं होता है. उनको क्लियरली बताया जाता है कि this is what we want in this tournament. You should be able to bat anywhere, wherever the team requires you to bat. We don't want to be you don't want to be handicapped or stuck with one player batting in one position only. You don't want that. Of course, having said that, you want to get the best out of players in certain positions, but all 7, 8 numbers are open to anyone. Anyone can bat anywhere. That is the message that has been given to everyone since so many years. Like, I remember कब से चल रहा है ये बात. So it's not like कि हम कल सुबह उठ के मैच के दिन बता देते कि आज ऊपर जाओ, कल नीचे जाओ. ऐसा नहीं है. ये लड़कों को बोला गया है कि this is what the team requires. You should be flexible.
Hi, a question to the chairman. So was there any discussion with regard to Shikhar Dhawan? Now going forward, is he not going to feature in the scheme of things as far as selection for Indian team is concerned?
I mean, at the moment we've just spoken about 3 openers here. Rohit is not a bad player. Shubman's had a phenomenal year and a half, 2 years. Ishan Kishan's, Shikhar's been a terrific player for India. We know his record. We know what he's done. I think since December, I don't think he's been. Was his last thing. So, look, he's been a terrific player. But at the moment, there are 3 guys who are doing really well. So, you can only fit 15 in a team. So, unfortunately, sometimes somebody has to miss out. So, these 3 guys have been prolific for India. Yeah. So, at the moment, these are our preferred openers.
Nihalta, go ahead. My question is for the selector, sir. What will you talk about the visibility to him? Were there discussions on him to be included in the explosion?
Yeah, there was. Of course, I mean, he's again, like we spoke about Shikhar before, again, terrific performer for India. But sometimes it's just the balance of the team or the combination. You're looking at guys, Akshar Patel's done really well, who can bat as well. Kuldeep's obviously had a fantastic run at this point. And to fit 2 wrist spinners might be difficult. So, like I said, you can only fit 15. At this point, 17. Okay, we are a little bit fortunate that we can take a couple extra guys. But otherwise, to fit 2 wrist spinners, so unfortunately, one has to miss out. And at this point, I think Kuldeep's a little bit ahead of him. So, gives us a different kind of option, Kuldeep. And unfortunately, he has to miss out.
Yeah, for the chairman and the captain. Sir, was there a temptation to kind of just taking cue from her on the spinner's bit to include an off spinner probably, just to avoid the situation of not having 2 wrist spinners? So was there a discussion around probably having 2 off spinners or even 1 off spinner? And for the captain, in the last 10-11 months, injuries have been kind of troubling the squad's balance. So now when you look at the team sheet and the squad sheet going forward, are you kind of happy with the squad which you have in place and you feel that, whatever you wanted probably in the last 10-11 months, that has come out in terms of fitness wise, like you have the best talent at disposal now?
Yeah, I'll be happy on the day of the game with that team sheet. Everyone's available. I'll be happy then. But yeah, look, I mean, these are part and parcel. injuries. Injuries are not just happening in India, but it's happening everywhere around the world. If you look at England, Australia, injuries are happening. But I mean, what we try and do is try and do the best that we can. Get some of the other guys to come and fit in the job, do the role, and things like that. When you have injuries, you can't really do too much other than thinking how can you get the other guys to come and do the role that the other guys were doing. That's all you can do, and hope for the best that the guys who are injured can come back quicker. Now that they are back, hopefully they stay on for a longer period of time. But again, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it because it's kind of we want to look at the positive side of it now and move ahead with that. So that's what I think about when you talk about injuries. And I think the first part. Yeah, look, I mean, we had a deep discussion about an off spinner and about a leg spinner as well. Now, where the things actually boils down to is that batting option at number 8 and 9. We wanted somebody who can bat at 8 and 9. And Aksar being Aksar, he's had a good run in this year, batted well in white ball cricket, didn't get much opportunity in red ball, but he played really well in white ball cricket, especially IPL and things like that. He had few opportunities in West Indies, couldn't make it that big because he bats at the very back end of it. But with him being there, it allows us that option of firstly having a left-hander and somebody who we want to use up the order and go and play the spinners. He can do that for us. And then
17-member squad there for Asia Cup announced. We'll continue to keep a very close eye on those details. For the moment, it's time for a quick commercial break here.
With me, the fabulous team of Ghumar. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to India Today Television.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to ask you guys about your Indian International Film Festival of Melbourne experience. How was it showcasing your film on a platform there?
It was nerve-wracking because it was the world premiere of the film, and obviously even more so because it was a good week, 10 days before the film is actually going to release. And it's the first time anybody's going to see the film. It was the first time the three of us saw the entire product. So it was nerve-wracking, but afterwards I think I can speak for everybody. It was just very overwhelming. It became difficult. I mean, not for Sayami, but Angad and I found it very, very. She shows no emotion. She's a true sportsman. I think first and foremost, what happens is at a premiere you realize that that's the finish line. Your work is done. Now the baby is someone else's.
Yeah.
So it's emotional for the team because somewhere you just know that the camaraderie, the togetherness, I mean everybody's going to get busy doing other things. So there's a bit of sadness of that. It's overwhelming because as film actors, we're not used to receiving instant live feedback. We work on a film set. Theatre actors have the luxury and the pleasure and the privilege of getting a live reaction.
Yeah.
We don't. That is possibly the first time you're going to get to see a live reaction. And if that reaction is nice and positive and validating, and it gets to you. So I think that and obviously the jet lag got to us. So it was a very emotional experience for all of us. And we were very sad that.
Balki sir, you tell me, where did this concept come from? As in, what was the inspiration behind Ghumar?
Colleague friend of mine, Rahul Sengupta, had this thought about. He had read about this Hungarian shooter, I think, and he told me about the story of a shooter who lost his right hand and kind of did this. And I didn't know anything else about his life, neither did he. Just said it was there. Said, it's a lovely kind of a thing, but how do we do this? I mean, if we want to do a story, should we research his life? It's nothing to do with his life. So I said, no, the sport itself must be something very familiar, so that the achievement and the innovation because of the problems that the athlete faces becomes the center and not so much the understanding of the sport. So we took a familiar game like cricket and did a completely fictitious story, just saluting the person, because there's one other athlete who's done it in the world before. So we did this, and the actual decision to actually write this film and make this film actually happened when we discovered this ball called Goomer. It's a new ball in cricket. It's actually doing something new to cricket that hasn't been seen before. So sometimes when you take a very loved game and you watch it every day, you're not happy just kind of showing another cricket match on film. Why should I come to watch a film and to watch what I've watched free every day at home? So we said we need to invent something new in cricket so that they come there and surprise and say, hey, we've not seen cricket like this.
Researchers from National University of Singapore have developed an artificial intelligence technology to read human minds. Take a look.
It's nice to meet you. Can artificial intelligence read our minds? Researchers from National University of Singapore say they have developed technology that can do just that. AI research participant Li Ruiling is getting ready to jump into an MRI machine for a brain scan. It will allow...
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Media Today. I'm Paulami Saha. These are the headlines we're tracking at the top of the Star. India Today reportage forces action. Kejriwal orders suspension of Deputy Director of Delhi Women and Child Development Department who raped a minor allegedly. Cops at Delhi Babu's residence to arrest him. Delhi Women's Panel Chief shifts blame to Delhi Police, issues notice to cops over delay in arrest of Delhi Babu who allegedly raped a minor girl. Tamil Nadu and Karnataka spar over Kaveri water. BJP ups the ante against Siddaramaiah government, stages protests against the government. AIA DMK chief EPS slams DMK over NEET row, cause anti-NEET hunger strike drama, says DMK Congress introduce NEET. Actor turned politician Prakash Raj mocks India's moon mission, posts picture mocking ISRO scientists and government. Squad for Asia Cup 2023 announced. Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul return to squad after injury. Tilak Verma gets a call for the tournament. News coming in right now. Delhi DCW chief wakes up to Delhi rape horror after big rape exposure. Now drama by the DCW chief. Shifts blame to cops, alleges delay in arrest. Maliwal alleges not being allowed to meet the survivor, not arresting Babu, not allowing me to meet the girl. Those are images coming in from the St. Stephen's Hospital in Delhi, where Swati Maliwal, as you can see, is sitting on a dharna in the hospital because the doctors have not allowed her to meet with the survivor. Now this because the survivor is not in a condition to speak to anyone, which is what they're telling her.
दिल्ली महिला आयोग की अध्यक्ष हूँ, मेरा काम है उस लड़की से मिलना। एक तो दिल्ली पुलिस 8 दिन तक अरेस्ट नहीं करती, मैं मिलने आती हूँ, जैसे ही मुझे पता चलता है तो मुझे मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा। वहाँ अंदर बैठ के मना करवा रहे हैं वो हॉस्पिटल अथॉरिटीज को, तो उनको बोलो या तो दिल्ली पुलिस आए यहाँ पे मेरे से बात करने या हॉस्पिटल की अथॉरिटीज बात करें। यहीं पे करने पे बैठूंगी मैं, कैसे नहीं मिलने देंगे लड़की से।
That is, of course, what Swati Maliwal is alleging, that she's not being allowed to meet with the victim, but the doctors are saying that the victim is not in a condition to speak to anyone. That's exactly why she's not
gone before a magistrate yet to record a statement under 164. Shreya Chatterjee is joining us at the moment. Shreya, we're seeing images tweeted by Swati Maliwal herself of how she claims she was not being allowed to meet with the survivor. But the doctors, we believe, are saying that the survivor is not in a condition to speak to anyone. In fact, she was brought to the hospital in the first instance because she was suffering from anxiety bouts.
Polemy, absolutely rightly pointed out by the doctors of the hospital that she's not in a condition to speak. But even if she would have been, the fact that Swati Maliwal is a Delhi government official and the person who's also been accused is a Delhi government official, it is conflict of interest for the Delhi police also to allow the victim to speak to a Delhi government official, because there will be all likelihood what Delhi police will come ahead and say a possibility of manipulation of evidence. So what we see right now is the Delhi police also doing their duty, which is correct on their part. They would not really want that a Delhi government official is coming and meeting one of the victim who's actually gone ahead and spoken against a Delhi government officer. So here is a conflict of interest also. If we do not just speak about her condition, there is conflict of interest also that the Delhi police has to protect. So clearly what we see right now, these video, it is untoward because the DCW was also awakened out of the situation very late. But clearly she is there at the hospital, but we are being told by the Delhi police that in all likelihood today the 164 statement might be registered, and we are only hoping that that should follow with an imminent arrest of this Babu who was residing at this very place where I'm standing right now.
Okay, Shreya, thank you so much for joining us with those details. Shreya, they're tracking that case very, very closely because the Delhi police has reached the residence of the Delhi Babu who has been alleged by this minor girl of having raped her over 2 years, and also now DCW chief who says that she only found out about the case yesterday, of course, when the media picked it up and it was out there that indeed this incident had happened, whereas the FIR had been registered on the 13th of August, but she did not know of it despite being chief of Delhi Women's Commission. This is Swati Maliwal, a video which she's tweeted out herself. She's at the hospital. She wants to meet with the victim, and the doctors are telling her that the victim is in no condition to meet anyone or speak with anyone. And moreover, as Shreya was pointing out earlier, this could be conflict of interest. She represents Delhi Commission for Women. The Babu who's been charged with rape is in fact Deputy Director at the Delhi government's Department for Women and Child Development. Now suspended, of course, but this could be conflict of interest. This is a video which Ms. Maliwal has tweeted out herself.
दिल्ली महिला आयोग की अध्यक्ष हूँ, मेरा काम है उस लड़की से मिलना। एक तो दिल्ली पुलिस 8 दिन तक अरेस्ट नहीं करती, मैं मिलने आती हूँ, जैसे ही मुझे पता चलता है तो मुझे मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा। वहाँ अंदर बैठ के मना करवा रहे हैं वो हॉस्पिटल अथॉरिटीज को, तो उनको बोलो या तो दिल्ली पुलिस आए यहाँ पे मेरे से बात करने या हॉस्पिटल की अथॉरिटीज बात करें। यहीं पे करने में बैठूंगी मैं, कैसे नहीं मिलने देंगे लड़की से, करने पे बैठूंगी मैं, ठीक है ना। दिल्ली महिला आयोग की अध्यक्ष हूँ, मेरा काम है उस लड़की से मिलना। एक तो दिल्ली पुलिस 8 दिन तक अरेस्ट नहीं करती, मैं मिलने आती हूँ, जैसे ही मुझे पता चलता है तो मुझे मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा। वहाँ अंदर बैठ के मना करवा रहे हैं वो हॉस्पिटल अथॉरिटीज को, तो उनको बोलो या तो दिल्ली पुलिस आए यहाँ पे मेरे से बात करने या हॉस्पिटल की अथॉरिटीज बात करें। यहीं पे करने में बैठूंगी मैं, कैसे नहीं मिलने देंगे लड़की से, करने पे बैठूंगी मैं, ठीक है ना। दिल्ली महिला आयोग की अध्यक्ष हूँ, मेरा काम है उस लड़की से मिलना। एक तो दिल्ली पुलिस 8 दिन तक अरेस्ट नहीं करती, मैं मिलने आती हूँ, जैसे ही मुझे पता चलता है तो मुझे मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा। वहाँ अंदर बैठ के मना करवा रहे हैं वो हॉस्पिटल अथॉरिटीज को, तो उनको बोलो या तो दिल्ली पुलिस आए यहाँ पे मेरे से बात करने या हॉस्पिटल की अथॉरिटीज बात करें। यहीं पे करने में बैठूंगी मैं।
We're getting some more news that's coming in right now. That, of course, is an image of Swati Maliwal as she tweeted out herself. She, in fact, is at the hospital where the victim is receiving medical attention. She was brought to the hospital, remember, when she started suffering from anxiety bouts at the hospital then, when the counsellors present over there, doctors present over there, tried to understand her condition as to why exactly is she so anxious, what does she fear. That's when the truth came out. That's when she revealed the ordeal she'd been allegedly suffering for the past 2 years. Now, DCW Chief Swati Maliwal is at the hospital now that she's found out about the case, as she claims. She wants to meet with the victim. The doctors are saying in their wisdom, the victim is in no condition to meet with in fact, anyone. Shreya is joining us over the phone line right now. Shreya, as you were pointing out, this could be clear conflict of interest. Why isn't it apparent to Swati Maliwal? But because she represents an arm of the larger institution, which is under the scanner right now, this is not going to be possible for her to meet with the victim at a time. The victim is also not in a condition to speak with anyone.
You know, it's unfortunate, obviously, when we speak about, because these are incidents that you obviously try to react and suggest that you're doing your job. But clearly, there has to be law and order that also needs to be followed. In this particular case, we cannot deny that both Swati Maliwal and an accused in the case is a Delhi government official. So Delhi police will follow what the law says in such cases of protecting the victim as well. But even in the condition, she handles this case sensitivity. Clearly, it is possible that the girl is not in the best shape or right now. The way she has been having her conduct in the hospital is not at the best of it. But clearly, what we right now hope is the man gets arrested quickly. Other things that we're learning so far is that both the couple, the deputy director and the wife is actually been detained by the Delhi police and they are being questioned. That is the thing that we're right now.
Okay, that's a big piece of breaking news, in fact, that Shreya Chatterjee is bringing to us right now. Shreya, stay on the phone line. So the couple, Shreya, has now been detained for questioning, is what you're telling us, both the husband and the wife?
Yes, Paulini, that's what we're learning, that both of them are right now in the detention of Delhi police. They've been detained by Delhi police and they are being questioned. Arrest is imminent. That representative because the 164 statement is also in the pipeline. So no escape for this appeal. And this is the taking is coming in that both of them have now been detained by the Delhi police.
Okay, Shreya, stay on with us because that's a big India Today impact. Remember, we've been following this relentlessly. This Babu, who has been alleged by a minor of having raped her over 2 years. She was under his protective care. He was her guardian. He raped her and then impregnated her. When the wife learns of it, she allegedly asked her son to go out and bring some pills, which she then forced the minor to have and had her abort. The minor was under a lot of mental pressure, stress, anxiety, but obviously she in fact was recently hospitalized because of those anxiety bouts, and that's when the truth came out because counselors tried to press with her, tried to understand her condition. What was she so fearful about? What was worrying her? What was on her mind? Why is she so anxious? And that's when she revealed what she'd been undergoing for the past 2 years. Now this Babu, who you see on your screens, has now been detained. His wife has also been detained. Both have been charged in the FIR, which was lodged by Delhi police on the 13th of August. And it's a possibility that as soon as the minor is able to record a statement before the magistrate, an arrest could formally also take place. Shreya Chatterjee, they're following all the developments. Shreya, tell us a little bit more about the case which has been registered against the couple and what happens here on.
Well, Paulini, if you understand the entire case, it will definitely be based on the statements of the minor, the victim. Now, what we clearly do understand that once the man and the wife will be taken into arrest after the questioning in the detention period, the investigation will, so far as the Delhi police collecting evidence in corroborating the entire incident is concerned. Because in this crime, this is not just done by the man, there is the wife of the man who's also a part of the criminal conspiracy to get the girl aborted. So clearly, Delhi police will first try to get digital evidence, obviously try to get where did the medical pills come from. So this will pan on for quite some time, but the first and foremost importance is of recording the statement because in such sensitive cases, we've seen often the victim fall under pressure. So the Delhi police is also trying. And what we are learning right now that the Delhi police on 14th of August itself had given a notice to the magistrate to record the 164 statement. Unfortunately, the girl wasn't in the best of shape as we've been learning. She's been getting constant panic attacks, and that's why it wasn't recommended by the counselor in the hospital for her to proceed with the statement. But today we're learning that in all likelihood the statement might just be registered. But the biggest breaking that is coming in that both the accused, the man and the wife, they have been detained and they are being questioned by the Delhi police.
Okay, Shreya, stay on with us. Arvind Ojha is also joining us live right now. Arvind, आप क्या बता सकते हैं, क्या दोनों को अरेस्ट डिटेन कर लिया गया है इस वक्त और दिल्ली पुलिस की आगे की क्या कार्रवाई होगी?
जी बिल्कुल, देखिए डीसीपी नॉर्थ लाइव है इस वक्त इंडिया टुडे पर। सर, क्या अक्यूज्ड को डिटेन कर लिया गया?
अक्यूज्ड को हम अभी उनका इंटेरोगेशन चल रहा है और जो भी इसमें निकलेगा लीगली वो आगे हम आपको बता देंगे।
क्या डिप्टी डायरेक्टर और उनकी वाइफ दोनों को डिटेन किया गया?
इसमें हाँ जी, इन दोनों को भी है और भी जो इसमें हमें लगता है कि जो इसमें होंगे, हम इसमें इंटेरोगेशन चल रही है।
बिल्कुल, देखिए एक बड़ा ब्रेकिंग है इंडिया टुडे पर। फर्स्ट एंड एक्सक्लूसिव जो डीसीपी नॉर्थ है सागर सिंह कलसी, उन्होंने बताया कि डिप्टी डायरेक्टर और उनकी वाइफ को डिटेन कर लिया गया। सुबह सबसे पहले इंडिया टुडे ने खबर दिखाई थी कि किस तरीके से जो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर है उसने जो 14 साल की माइनर विक्टिम है उसके साथ किस तरह से हैवानियत की। उसके बाद पॉक्सो एक्ट और रेप के सेक्शन में एफआईआर दर्ज की थी। लेकिन अब डीसीपी नॉर्थ ने इंडिया टुडे को कंफर्म किया है कि जो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर है और उनकी वाइफ, चूंकि वाइफ पर भी एलिगेशन था कि जब जो माइनर विक्टिम है उसने डिप्टी डायरेक्टर की वाइफ को जाके इसकी जानकारी दी तो जो वाइफ है उन्होंने एबॉर्शन जो पिल्स है वो दिया था, जिसके बाद एबॉर्शन हुआ था। तो जो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर है और उनकी वाइफ दोनों को डिटेन कर लिया गया है और इंटरोगेशन की जा रही है। ये खुद जो डीसीपी नॉर्थ है सागर सिंह कलसी, उन्होंने इंडिया टुडे को बताया। पॉलमी
जी, सो बिग ब्रेकिंग न्यूज। अरविंद हमारे साथ बने रहिए। बिग ब्रेकिंग न्यूज दैट अरविंद इज नाउ ब्रिंगिंग टू अस। ही इज कंफर्म दैट विद डीसीपी नॉर्थ सागर सिंह कलसी दैट इंडीड the deputy director of the Department of Women and Child Development in Delhi government has now been detained by the cops. His wife has also been detained and they are going to investigate this further. इतनी देरी क्यों हुई अरविंद इस डिटेंशन में?
देखिए जो विक्टिम थी वो मेंटली फिट नहीं थी, उसे बार बार पैनिक अटैक आ रहा था और इस वजह से जो दिल्ली पुलिस है वो 164 सीआरपीसी में विक्टिम का स्टेटमेंट नहीं ले पा रही थी। ये एक लीगल प्रोसेस होता है पॉलमी, जब भी इस तरह का कोई इंसिडेंट होता है एफआईआर लॉन्च की जाती है, लेकिन उसके बाद पुलिस ये कोशिश करती है कि कम से कम विक्टिम का मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने स्टेटमेंट हो, जिससे जो अरेस्टिंग है वो कहीं ना कहीं एक सॉलिड ग्राउंड बने और शायद इसी का वेट कर रही थी और इसी वजह से जो पुलिस है वो वेट कर रही थी। आज जो डॉक्टर है उन्होंने ये बताया कि वो स्टेबल, उसकी कंडीशन ठीक है पहले से, इस वजह से 164 का स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड करवाया जा सकता है। आज ही 164 का स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड कराएगी, जो सोर्सेज है उन्होंने हमें बताया है। और इन सब के बीच चूंकि दोनों अपने घर पर मौजूद नहीं थे, इस वजह से पुलिस ने इनको सर्च किया। उसके बाद अभी आपने सुना होगा जो डीसीपी सागर सिंह कलसी है उन्होंने बताया कि जो अक्यूज्ड हस्बैंड और जो वाइफ 120B में क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी में वो भी अक्यूज्ड है, को अक्यूज्ड है, उन दोनों को डिटेन किया गया और उनसे लगातार इंटरोगेशन की जा रही है।
अरविंद हमारे साथ बने रहिए। श्रेया चैटर्जी, my colleague, is also over the phone line with us. This is extremely shocking case. Now, as far as the Delhi government is concerned, of course, they've suspended the officer, but the fact is there is a lot in terms of accountability that the Delhi government owes answers for, Shreya.
Well, absolutely. There is accountability that needs to be pinned because we always see reactionary statements come in after an incident has happened. But when we talk about a body like DCW, this is supposed to be protecting women. What are the tickets that they actually have? What are the procedures that they have to ensure that such people are caught way ahead? The big question yet again, Paulimi, that we've been asking, it is difficult for anyone to believe that an SI registered on 13th of August and the DCW chief did not know about today, because even yesterday there were media reports that had come into the light about this entire incident. Despite so, the reaction, the response time was very delayed. So that is a big question that we did sign the Delhi government and the DCW nap on it, because they are the officials who always respond at the quickest when such incidents are reported. But the only sigh of relief is that finally both of them have been detained, they are being interrogated, and in all likelihood an arrest is imminent in this matter is what it looks like.
Okay. Shreya, stay on with us. Arvind Ojha is also joining us. He is, of course, at the DCP North's office right now. Arvind, इसके बाद की कार्रवाई आप कह रहे हैं कि शायद ऐसा हो सकता है कि आज ही 164 के तहत स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड किया जाए विक्टिम का। उसी दौरान हम देख रहे हैं कि डीसीडब्ल्यू जो चीफ है स्वाति मालीवाल अस्पताल पहुंची हुई है, वो मिलना चाहती है विक्टिम से। डॉक्टर्स मना कर रहे हैं कि विक्टिम की ऐसी कंडीशन नहीं है। उनके क्या राइट्स बनते हैं इस दौरान कि वो मिले विक्टिम से, मिल सकती है विक्टिम से? उनका कहना है कि मैं अध्यक्ष हूं डीसीडब्ल्यू की, मैं मिल सकती हूं विक्टिम से।
नहीं, देखिए, चाहे वो अध्यक्ष हो, चाहे प्रधानमंत्री हो, चाहे चीफ मिनिस्टर हो, डॉक्टर सुप्रीम होता है। अगर किसी पेशेंट का इलाज हॉस्पिटल में चल रहा है तो उस वक्त वो पूरी जिम्मेदारी डॉक्टर की होती है, और जैसा डॉक्टर कहते हैं उसी के अकॉर्डिंग, चाहे डॉक्टर का स्टाफ हो, चाहे दिल्ली पुलिस हो या कहीं की भी पुलिस हो, वो एक्ट करती है। यहां पर आपको ये बताना चाहता हूं कि 13 अगस्त को इस मामले में FIR रजिस्टर हुई। उसके बाद 14 अगस्त को जो दिल्ली पुलिस है वो कोर्ट में एप्लीकेशन मूव करती है कि जो विक्टिम है उसका 164 के तहत स्टेटमेंट लेना है, लेकिन डॉक्टर ने मना कर दिया, ये कहते हुए कि जो विक्टिम है उसकी हालत ठीक नहीं है, उसको बार बार पैनिक अटैक आ रहा है। इस वजह से दिल्ली पुलिस ने उसका 164 में स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड नहीं करवाया। यानी डॉक्टर की ये सलाह थी कि कोई भी विक्टिम से नहीं मिल सकता, उसको बार बार पैनिक अटैक आ रहा है। स्वाति मालीवाल 24 घंटे बाद, और खासतौर से जब इंडिया टुडे ने ये पूरी खबर दिखाई, स्वाति मालीवाल अस्पताल अभी पहुंची हुई है, और वहां पर जिस तरह की तस्वीर आ रही है वो अनफॉर्चुनेट है। किसी भी तरह से जो तस्वीर आ रही है, जो पुलिस है उसका कहना है कि अभी डॉक्टरों ने साफ साफ मना किया हुआ है, इस वजह से वो किसी को भी नहीं मिलने देंगे। जो डॉक्टर की सलाह होगी उसके अकॉर्डिंग दिल्ली पुलिस इस मामले में चलेगी, क्योंकि एक तो विक्टिम माइनर है, दूसरा वो काफी ज्यादा मेंटल ट्रॉमा में है। और इस केस का भी जो खुलासा है वो टाइमलाइन जो दिल्ली पुलिस ने बताया है कि जो विक्टिम है वो उसको पैनिक अटैक तो आ रहा था, लेकिन उसने इस केस के बारे में किसी को नहीं बताया था। लेकिन डॉक्टरों ने जब अलग अलग तरीके से उसका एक तरीके से ट्रीटमेंट करना शुरू किया, तो ड्यूरिंग द ट्रीटमेंट जो विक्टिम है उसने ये बताया कि उसके साथ इस तरह का इंसिडेंट हुआ है। उसके बाद अस्पताल से ही दिल्ली पुलिस को इस इंसिडेंट के बारे में जानकारी मिली। उसके बाद 161 का जो पुलिस के सामने स्टेटमेंट होता है वो विक्टिम का लिया गया, और उसके बाद पॉक्सो एक्ट 376, और चूंकि इसमें विक्टिम ने डिप्टी डायरेक्टर की जो वाइफ है उसको भी अक्यूज्ड बनाया है। कहा है कि जब विक्टिम डिप्टी डायरेक्टर की वाइफ के पास गई ये बताने के लिए पूरा इंसिडेंट कि वो प्रेग्नेंट हो गई है, तो उन्होंने पिल्स मंगवाया और अबॉर्शन करवाया। तो 120B यानी क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी का भी सेक्शन ऐड किया है दिल्ली पुलिस ने FIR में, और फिलहाल दोनों को डिटेन्ड किया है। वहीं स्वाति मालीवाल के अपने अलग आरोप है, वो अस्पताल में पहुंची हुई है, जबकि दिल्ली पुलिस का यह कहना है कि वो लड़की विक्टिम जो काफी मेंटल ट्रॉमा में है, उसको कई बार पैनिक अटैक आ चुका है। इस वजह से जैसा डॉक्टर कहेंगे उसी के हिसाब से किसी को भी मिलने दिया जाएगा।
जी Arvind, thank you so much for joining us. Also, thank you to my colleague Shreya Chatterjee for joining us with all of those details, both of them tracking that story extremely closely. For the moment, of course, the officer concerned has been suspended and has been detained along with his wife. We're slipping into a very short break. On the other side, in the club.
Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Ladakh visit has raked up the China issue to attack Narendra Modi government. Rahul questioned the issue of border security. He accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of making false claims about China not occupying the Indian territory.
यहाँ पे तो सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि चाइना की सेना घुसी है और इनकी जो पहले जो ग्रेजिंग लैंड होती थी वो ले गए हैं, वहाँ ये जा नहीं सकते हैं। तो यहाँ तो क्लियरली सब लोग कह रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा 1 इंच ज़मीन नहीं गई, मगर वो सच नहीं है। तो ये तो यहाँ आप किसी से भी पूछ लीजिए, वो आपको बता देंगे।
Rahul Gandhi quoted claims by locals about the Chinese menace.
Over here the concern is of course the land that has been taken away by China, and people here have been affected by it in a big way because their grazing lands have been taken away. And also lack of connectivity here, cellular connectivity. So.
The Congress party was quick to back Rahul Gandhi and his claims.
पूरा देश बोल रहा है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री को चीन को बचाना है। प्रधानमंत्री चीन को सर्टिफिकेट देना चाहते हैं। क्या मजबूरी है हमें नहीं मालूम। पूरा विश्व हैरान है कि प्रधानमंत्री किस तरह से चीन की ढाल बनकर खड़े हुए हैं।